Hello there and welcome back to the Web Monkey Show. My name is Alex. I hope you're staying safe and well wherever you are. I am back again today with another mega tutorial, and today I'm going to show you how you can build yourself a dropshipping store using the original AliDropship plugin that works with AliExpress. Now, before I go on, I have noticed that nearly a whopping 98% of my viewers are not subscribed to the channel. So please, if you've been watching my videos for quite some time now and you're not subscribed, do hit the subscribe button today. It really helps me a lot. Hit that bell so that you're notified whenever I upload a new tutorial. And if this is the first time you're coming to my channel, welcome. I am Alex. I upload tutorials on WordPress. So if you feel like this is the kind of content that you'll benefit from, do hit the subscribe button and do hit that bell so that you're notified when I upload a new tutorial. Alright, so going back to the topic of today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can build a dropshipping store using the AliDropshipping plugin. And here's a sample of the kind of store we're going to build today. I'm going to be using a free theme, by the way, so don't worry about that. The plugin itself, you do have to pay for it. It's $89, but I do have some very interesting discounts for you. If you're watching this, you will find all the details in the description box below, but I do have a discount specifically for you watching. So the dropshipping store we're going to build is basically a very simple store that sells electronics, video game consoles, as well as wristwatches. So I'll show you how you can build yourself this very simple but elegant website. I'll show you all the technical aspects from the back end, how you can handle pricing, currency, updates, notifications, shipping, working with coupons, export settings, and so on. So I'm going to cover everything from a technical perspective. So please note that this tutorial isn't about how you can find the best products to dropship, the best tips to promote your dropshipping business, things like that. No, this is going to be a purely technical course teaching you how you can build your dropshipping store from the ground up. But I'm also going to cover some SEO, so we'll handle some basic SEO later on in the course. Now, I should let you know that there are actually two types of the AliDropship plugin. One is the original AliDropship plugin, while the other is the AliDropship plugin. What's the difference? I'll talk about that in the very next video. But you should know that in this tutorial, we're going to be working with the original AliDropship plugin. So that's basically it. If you're interested, by the way, in learning how to use the AliDropship plugin, I do have a course that will show you how to do that one. It basically covers how you can work with both plugins, and I will have the link in the description box below if you're interested in that course. So without much further ado, sit back, relax, and I really hope that you will enjoy this tutorial where I show you how to build your dropshipping store with the AliDropship plugin. Let's get started. I want to quickly talk to you now. Before we get started with the course itself, I wanted to quickly talk to you about how you can get yourself a domain name, get yourself some web hosting, and also how you can install WordPress, because these are things I'm not going to cover in this video because I have already covered them extensively on other YouTube videos. So for example, if you're new to WordPress, you want to learn how to install WordPress or get yourself a domain name, hosting, please check out my how to build a WordPress website video. It's here on YouTube, and it covers basically everything you need to know about getting yourself a domain name, hosting, and also how you can install WordPress and SSL. I do have the timeline down here that you can use to learn how you can get these done. And when it comes to hosting, I do recommend SiteGround. They are, in my humble opinion, one of the very best web hosting companies in the world. And I also have an extensive tutorial on YouTube on how you can make use of all the tools that they offer you. So you can check out the video here on YouTube as well. Now, in particular, it is very, very, very important that you have SSL installed. Let me quickly explain to you what SSL is. You see, I'm over here on Amazon.com, and right up here, you can see there's a padlock. And if I click on this padlock, it says your information, for example, passwords or credit card numbers, is private when it is sent to this site. Now, in contrast, check out another website in here that now says not secure. And if I click in here, it says attackers might be able to see the images you're looking at on this site and maybe modify them. In fact, on other websites, you might see something like do not use or do not send sensitive information on this website, like credit card numbers, password, things like that. The reason why this website has this not secure message is because it doesn't have SSL installed. Amazon has SSL installed, and really, for any website that would require payments or the use of passwords, you must have SSL installed. No one is going to come to your dropshipping store and pay for products if you don't have SSL installed. So whatever web hosting company you're using, please ensure that you have SSL installed. Again, I covered all of that in my WordPress tutorial for beginners, so be sure to check that out. All right, so before we begin the technical aspects of this course where we build our dropshipping website, let's talk about the kinds of products that you should be looking to sell in your dropshipping store. Now, I'm over here on AliExpress, and typically one of the biggest questions or challenges that most people who are new to dropshipping is what kind of products do we sell? What category of products do I choose? How do I know which products to sell? How do I know which ones will make me money? Now, if you're somebody who already has experience with dropshipping and you know the products you want to sell, you can skip this video, just move on to the technical aspects where we begin building our store. But if you're new to dropshipping, this video is going to be for you. Now, the first question typically asked is, do I sell general products or do I go niche? Do I find a particular niche of products and then sell those? Before we can answer this question effectively, we need to first of all define what general means and what niche is. Over here on AliExpress, on the left right here, you can see the different kinds of categories. You've got women's clothing, you've got men's clothing, you've got phones and accessories, computer, office security. All of these right here are general categories. Because under computer, office, and security, guess what? You have subcategories. You have components and peripherals, you have office electronics, you have electronics for security and protection, you have storage devices, you have products for networking. So when I say general, I mean you selling products that fall under one particular kind of category. One thing you should not do is you start a dropshipping store and you're selling products from two different types of categories. It's not going to make any sense for you to sell toys and also sell makeup in your store. That's going to be kind of weird, right? Like, why would you be selling makeup and then be selling toys on the exact same website? That's not going to make any sense. So when I say general, I mean you're selling products, different types of products that fall under one particular category. Now, when it comes to niche, you are now focusing on a particular subcategory of products under one main category. As an example, under the main category of computer, office, and security, you can now focus specifically on laptops. All right, you have the laptops category right here. Now you can decide, okay, I'm going to be selling just laptops. Now you're becoming niche. You could become even more niche by selling laptops from one particular developer, maybe Sony laptops, HP laptops, and so on. So the one mistake you should not make, especially when you're new, is going niche, first of all. No, you want to go general. So instead of you selling specifically just laptops, I would recommend you go with selling computers and accessories. So you're selling laptops, you're selling desktops, you're selling mouse, keyboards, networking devices, things like that. It's always best that you go the general route first. Later on, once you have more experience and you discover that, you know what, this particular product or this particular types of products under this particular category are selling really well. Maybe in your electronics store, you happen to be selling computer accessories a lot. Maybe the laptops, desktops aren't doing that well, but maybe you're selling accessories, a lot of them. You might now want to focus specifically on accessories, and then you can create another dropshipping store specifically for your computer accessories products. I hope that makes sense. So the first question right now is general or niche. I would recommend you go with general first of all. Now, one thing I want to show you here is when it comes to you picking a particular category, honestly, it really doesn't matter, because all of these categories, you will find products that sell really, really well. It doesn't matter if you're choosing jewelry or watches, or you're choosing beauty, or you're choosing sports and outdoors. you have products in each one of these categories that will sell really well. Now, I have this article from ecomlights.com, and in here they listed the best 33 selling products on AliExpress and Alibaba, but mostly AliExpress for the year 2020. And right here, notice that you have the category for electronics, you have for home decoration, you have accessories, you have beauty, you have toys, you have sports and outdoors, you have automobiles and motorcycles, and you also have home improvement. The point I'm trying to make here is that it doesn't matter what category you choose. You will find products that sell really well in each one of them. However, I would recommend going for a category that you have some level of interest in. You don't have to be an expert in any of the products in there, but just as long as you have an interest in that particular kind of product category, I would recommend you go for it. In my case, I would not go for women's clothing. I'm not going to go for men's clothing either, even though I'm a man, I wear clothes. I'm not really into fashion. I'm not going to go for bags and shoes. I'm not going to go for makeup and beauty. That's not me. What I will go for will be computer office security. I will go with electronics. I will go with sports and outdoors, and I will also go with toys. Now, I'm joking. I don't I don't play with toys. I'm just joking. But my recommendation here is try to go for a category of products that you have some level of interest in. So hopefully that will help you choose a category for your products. Now, before I go, I just wanted to show you a very, very quick trick to find out like products that are selling really well under each category. So say for example, we went over to computer office and security. Let's choose components and peripherals, right? So we're on the subcategory page for components and peripherals. What you're going to do is right here where you have sort by, you want to click on orders. When you click on orders, what's going to happen right now is that you will see the very best selling products under that particular subcategory. In this case right now, the Link Chain laptop holder, that's not a surprise. I've been seeing a lot of commercials for this particular kind of product, but the Link Chain laptop holder for MacBook Air Pro has sold so far 9,366 items basically. And the other ones right here, you also have the printer parts fans cooler. It's sold 5,864 and so on and so forth. So this is how you can quickly identify the best selling products under each particular subcategory. Now, in the very next video coming up, we're going to talk about the types of products that you should be choosing. It's not enough that a product is selling really, really well. There are some other factors that you need to consider before you decide to sell a particular kind of product. So I will see you in the very next video. All right, so what kinds of products should you sell on your store? Let's imagine you've chosen your category, or maybe you've even chosen your subcategory of products. But now what types of products under that category should you be aiming for? Now, we've already discussed about how you can find out the best selling products in each category or each subcategory, but that's not enough. There's some other factors you need to consider before you choose a particular product. Number one is it's generally recommended that you go for products that cost around $4, and then you can sell them anywhere between $15 and $19.99. I did not say $20 because trust me, psychologically, when somebody sees a product that costs $20 and then they see the exact same product costing $19.99, even though the difference is just 1 cent, psychologically, it's been proven that people think of $19.99 as being significantly less than $20. So keep that in mind. Also, don't sell for $15, sell for $14.99. All right. Now, the reason why it's recommended that you go for products that cost $4 and then you can sell for $15 to about $19 is because you want to make some money, right? You want to make as much profit as you can. It's not going to make any sense for you to buy products for $5 on AliExpress and then you sell them for $10 on your own store. That's just going to be $5 profit. Imagine you need to sell 1,000 of such products to make $5,000. So you want to try and maximize your profit without going overboard. It won't be fair on the customer if You buy the product for $4 on AliExpress and then you sell it for $50 or $60 on your own website. I mean, you could get away with it, but if the customer finds out, they might not be too happy about that. So another reason why you want to go for $14.99 and $19.99 is because that's usually the kind of price that most people don't think too much about. It's just $15 or $20. It's not much. If it was $50, $60, $70, now they might be a bit more hesitant to spend that money because it is quite a lot of money. So $14.99 to $19.99 has been known to be the sweet spot. Okay, with that being said, let me say that eventually, once you begin growing your dropshipping business, you have more experience, don't be afraid to sell products that cost over $1,000. Trust me. It's a lot of money, but you will be surprised just how many people would be willing to pay you that amount of money for the product you are selling. In this case, in that particular kind of scenario, you're going to be focusing specifically on a particular kind of product, and you're going to have an entire website dedicated to selling that particular kind of product. At that point, you should not be dealing with several kinds of products under one particular kind of category. No. Why am I saying this? Imagine you wanted to buy ice cream, right? Very, very expensive ice cream. Maybe a cone costs $1,000, right? And there are two places selling this particular ice cream cone. Now, one is a restaurant that sells pizza, they sell bread, they sell cakes, but they also sell this particular special kind of ice cream. That's the first one. But now imagine there's a second place that specifically only sells ice cream and that particular kind of ice cream. Which of these two would you be more interested in going to? It's going to be the second one, because why? Due to the fact that that's the only product they sell, it creates this idea that they're specialists in this particular kind of product. It adds more to their credibility. So if you eventually decide to sell products that cost anywhere between anything above, let me say, $500, create a specific website for that specific kind of product. Okay, so keep that in mind for the future. All right, the next thing I'm going to say here is that when it comes to you choosing your products, make sure the products have high quality images. When you browse through many of these different kinds of products here on AliExpress, let me just show you what I'm talking about. In here, for example, you have the U-Green magnetic charger and so on. When you scroll down here to the description, you will begin to see the images for this particular product. Now, the good thing about AliExpress is that most of the time, the images are usually they're usually pretty good for most of the products, so you're not going to have much of an issue in here. But it's just a good idea to verify and make sure that the images look good, because when you import this product to your store, you're also going to be importing the images for the description as well. It's not going to be a good idea if you import a product that has bad images, because guess what? It's not going to sell on your store. So try to avoid importing products with bad images. Next here is try to avoid selling branded products, especially when it comes to clothing and things like that, because AliExpress has been known to have fake, not original products. You know, the supplier will say, oh yeah, we're selling this Tommy Hilfiger jeans and stuff, and then you discover that, oh, it's actually fake, you know, so keep that in mind, okay? Generally try to avoid selling branded products. Next here is you also want to avoid selling fragile products. Products that can break easily, try to avoid selling them. I'm talking about glass mostly, right? Because imagine if during shipping the product breaks, right? Your customer isn't going to blame the supplier or the person shipping. It's going to be you. They're going to say, oh, you know, I bought this product from your website and it came, you know, it was broken, you know, and, you know, things can get ugly. So generally try to avoid selling fragile products on your store. And then you also want to go for products that you cannot find in your local stores. For example, if you're in the US, you know about Walmart, you know Target. you want to avoid selling products that you can find in these kinds of stores. Keep in mind that people generally go online to find products that they can't easily find where they live. So keep that in mind as well. And then last but not least here is going to be the actual supplier of the product that you intend to sell. As an example, on this exact same product in here, let's take a look at the supplier, right? So let's see. Over here, it says, okay, so you can see right now it has 14,370 reviews, 4.9 rating. Okay, this is an excellent product to sell. But let's try to take a look at the supply. So the supply right here is the Ugreen official flag. Okay, 99.2% positive feedback. That's incredible. 51,000 followers. Okay, you can click in here to visit the store. And let's see what they have. All right, so you can see right now that right off the bat, this is a professional looking page for this particular supplier. And yeah, you can instantly tell that, okay, this is a particular supplier that I can trust to ship the products to my customers. So keep that in mind as well. You want to go for suppliers that have really good feedback. And if they have plenty of followers like this particular store does, then you know they're the kind of supplier that you want to work with. So hopefully I've been able to give you some tips on the kinds of products to go for and the kinds to avoid when it comes to choosing products that you want to sell in your drop shipping store. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Let's now move on to the technical aspects of the course. Alrighty, so before we begin the course officially, we need to talk about the difference between the original AliDropship plugin and the AliDropship Woo plugin. They're both quite similar, but there are some differences between both of them. But one thing I will mention is that they both cost the exact same amount, which is $89. But the core difference between both of them is that the original AliDropship plugin is meant to function as an all-in-one plugin for dropshipping. So basically, it takes care of everything from importing products, selling products, installing your payment gateways, shipping, refunds, taxes. Everything is handled by the original AliDropship plugin, while the AliDropship Woo plugin works with WooCommerce. In fact, most of the heavy lifting is done by WooCommerce. WooCommerce will take care of the payment gateways, the shipping, the refunds, the accounts, all that stuff. The AliDropship Woo plugin will simply take care of the core functionalities of drop shipping, which is basically to connect your store with AliExpress and also fulfill any orders that your customer or your customers would make on your dropshipping store. So in other words, the original AliDropship plugin is the all-in-one. I'm going to do everything for you, while AliDropship Woo works with WooCommerce. Now, another difference between both of them is that when it comes to the themes that you can use, you are limited with the original AliDropship plugin. In fact, let me show you the themes that you can actually use with the original plugin. And these are the themes right here. In this course, we're going to be working with the Rubens theme. It's for free, but I'll also show you what you can do with the Greco theme, which is a premium theme. So you're kind of limited in the themes that you can use with the original plugin, but with AliDropship Woo, you can use third-party themes. You can use Divi, you can use Ocean WP, Astra. You can use whatever theme you want to use on your dropshipping store. And last but not least is that when it comes to the amount of products that you can actually sell on your store, the original plugin can handle as many as, I think, 10,000 products, while AliDropship Woo is limited to about 500. I don't think that's that big of a deal because I don't think you're going to be selling more than 500 products on your store anyway. So I don't know, but it's something that you should know. So if at the end of the day you're finding it difficult to choose between either one of these two, anyway, in this tutorial we're using the original AliDropship plugin, but if you had access to both and you're not quite sure which one to use, I will just say that if you're someone who's already very comfortable working with WooCommerce, you know how to work with WooCommerce, then maybe AliDropship Woo might be better for you. But if this is the first time you're building your dropshipping store, you don't have any experience with WooCommerce, then I would highly recommend the original AliDropship plugin. So hopefully that helps. Let's now continue with the course. Alrighty, so let me show you how you can buy and set up the AliDropship plugin. Basically, you just go to alidropship.com/plugin and you will have access to the original AliDropship plugin right here. You click on buy for now for only $89. You add your email, add your credit card details, and then you simply complete the order. Now, the thing is, once you have completed the order, you will get an email telling you that, hey, you've bought the plugin and here's your activation key. You might also get a link that will take you to alidropship.com/updates-plugin. And right here, this is where you can actually download the plugin. And of course, the plugin version, you've got two different types. You have the original AliDropship, and then you've got the Woo version. Obviously, you want to go with the AliDropship original and then choose the PHP version. It's important that you know what the PHP version of your server is. Please contact your web hosts if you don't know. You can choose 7.1 or 7.2 plus, and then simply add your license key that you've been provided and simply click on download now, and then you will have access to the plugin. Now, I have already done all of these, and you can see I have installed the AliDropship plugin on my website. Now, when you do the same, you will see this orange link up here for the plugin itself. You click in there, and now you'll have access to the actual back end for AliDropship plugin. Notice the difference. You click on main menu, this takes you back to the original default WordPress backend, but you click on AliDropship, this will now take you to the back end of the AliDropship plugin. So what you need to do right now is to go to license and then simply add the key, which I'm going to do so right now. Click on activate. And this might take a few seconds, and also when it says congratulations, your license has been activated. And just to test, you can click on dashboard, and if you still see this message asking you to activate the key, then there is a bit of a problem, and it's actually easy to solve this issue. What you want to do is you want to go back to the main menu, go to your settings, go to general, and then right here, you want to make sure that your WordPress address and your site address are actually properly configured for either HTTP or HTTPS. Now, because I've already installed SSL on my website, you can see I do have the padlock right there. I need to confirm that my site is indeed HTTPS and not HTTP. So please make sure these two are properly configured. I'm going to come back in here, save my changes. And of course, this is going to log me out. I can try to log in again, which I will do so right now. And then let me just add my password. And all right, so now I'm going to go back to AliDropship, go to the license, and then activate it one more time. And there you go. So now if I go to dashboard, you can see I no longer have the request to activate the key. I can now access my dashboard. I can go to settings, and there you go. If you're still having issues, even after you've configured the website address, you will need to contact AliDropship support and get them to help you solve the issue. But that's basically how to get the AliDropship plugin and how to install and activate it on your website. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next class. So now that we have the AliDropship plugin activated on our website, let me walk you through the general settings, which you would find under settings and of course general. All right, so the first bracket we have here is under the order fulfillment. You do have the option of automatically marking every order placed on your website as both processed and shipped. Now, while you could do this, you could technically mark every order as been processed. I would highly encourage you to not mark orders as shipped because, well, guess what? When an order is made through your website, the supplier isn't going to ship it immediately. There's the possibility that maybe the product is no longer available, or maybe there's an issue, and anything can happen. So I would encourage you to not mark orders as shipped automatically. just wait until the supplier has actually shipped the product, and then you can go to the individual orders and then manually update the shipping status there. That's what I would encourage you to do. So I'll show you how to do that a bit later. Now in here, you do have the option of adding a default phone number to receive notifications should in case the customer does not provide their own phone number. You could also choose to override the customer's phone number with your own phone number if you want to do so. There's no right or wrong answer in here. It depends on how you choose to do your work. So you do have that option though. And of course in here, this is important. When an order is made through your website, the supplier is not going to know that, oh, this customer actually made this order through your dropshipping website. So in order to inform the supplier that, hey, it's me, it's the dropshipping store, you can add your message in here. So the default one right here is, we are dropshipping. Please do not include any invoices or promo materials into the package. So you can come in here right now and craft your message to the supplier, letting them know that this particular order was made through your own website and not directly from the customer themselves. So you can come in here and do that. I'm going to click on Save Changes. And now let's talk about the product images. I'm going to show you how you can import products directly from AliExpress straight to your website. But when these products are being imported, you do have the option of also importing the images. What this means is that these images will also be stored on your own web server. Now, obviously, remember that whenever you're storing images on your web server, they will occupy space. So you want to be careful with how many images you are actually importing. If you're focusing on a very small store and you're dealing with maybe no more than 15 products, you could choose to import all of these variations of the images. However, if you are dealing with a big store, maybe you're providing lots of different kinds of products, it might be best to just stick with just importing the featured image, the one image that actually represents the product. The other images for those products will still be stored on AliExpress, but your customers will still be able to see them. So keep that in mind. Now, if after a while you've imported several products with just the featured image, but then you now decide to also upload, or you want to import the gallery images, the variation images, you can simply tick the boxes and then you'll come in here right now and then simply click on upload images, and then automatically the plugin will upload these particular images for the products that you've already imported. And of course, down here, you do have the option of deleting all the product images when you remove products, which of course makes perfect sense. Why keep images of products that you no longer provide stored on your website? Okay, now down here, you do have the option of choosing between among 3 different tracking services. So you've got 17 Track, Aftership, and Kyneo. To be honest with you, I haven't used any of these before, but I'll assume they're good because AliExpress does use them. And here's the one for 17track.net as an example, right? So what happens is that when the product has been shipped by the supplier to the customer, they will provide the tracking number in the email, and then of course the customer can come in here right now, add the tracking numbers, and of course track where the orders are. So that's how it basically works. Now, like I said, you do have the option of choosing Aftership and Kyneo as well. My recommendation is just to stick with the default, which is 17 Track. And then if you realize that maybe they're not the best and you don't really like the tracking service, you can try the other 2. You do have the option of not attaching the tracking number, which I would not recommend. After all, your customers would want to know where the orders are. You do want to allow them to be able to track their order. So I would encourage you to keep this one unchecked, but then also check this to send an email notification if the tracking ID has been changed. Of course, very, very, very important. And you could also attach an estimated delivery time just to let your customers know when they can expect to receive their orders. I'm going to save my changes. And of course, if you're dealing with cashbacks and the AliExpress cashback, I don't know too much about this, to be honest with you. But when you sign up with them, you will get a URL which can of course come in here and add if you're interested. And then for the enable quick edit product panel, let's just keep this on. I'll show you how this works a bit later. Okay, so that's pretty much how to configure the general settings for the AliDropship plugin. I will see you in the next class. So let's choose the theme we're going to use with the AliDropship plugin. And like I said earlier, the one disadvantage of using the AliDropship plugin is that you cannot use most themes provided by the WordPress community. There are certain themes that you can use, but they're few in number. But let's take a look at them. On alidropship.com, I'm going to go to products, and then right here, I'm going to click on themes. And right here, I'm going to click on the AliDropship original plugin. And let's see what themes we have in here. There are, of course, paid themes, which you have the Greco and the Warhol and so on. But for the purposes of this course, I'm going to choose a free theme. And there's quite a few of them. You have Da Vinci, Rubens, you have Raphael, Dali, and so on. I'm going to stick with the Rubens theme. Now, if you're wondering why Rubens, well, let's take a look at Da Vinci, for example, right? I'm going to click on the live demo. The one thing I don't like about the Da Vinci theme is the fact that you have this thing that I call information overload. Look at the homepage, for example, right? Right here, you've got this very long menu, you've got a slider, and then right here, you've got products and products and products. And personally, I'm not a fan of websites like this. Now, here's the thing. This is, of course, completely subjective. You may like websites like this, and you may want your own design to look exactly like this. By all means, please use the Da Vinci theme. The good news here is that when it comes to configuring these themes, which I'll show you how to do so, they're very, very similar. Obviously, you're going to have a few differences here and there, but it's not going to make much of a difference if you choose Da Vinci or you choose Rubens, which I'm going to choose. And speaking of Rubens, let's take a look at the live demo. What I like about Rubens is the fact that it's a lot simpler than the Da Vinci theme. Like in here, for example, you have one main menu. You've got your slider, you've got your best deals, just arrived, trending now, a blog, and Instagram, and that's pretty much it. So it's a lot simpler to navigate, it's a lot cleaner, and for a small dropshipping store, I think this would be amazing. Again, if you're dealing with plenty of products, then maybe Da Vinci might be better for you, because right here, you do have the option of displaying different kinds of products, and quite a lot of them, in fact. So it really comes down to your own personal preference, but I'm going to go with the Rubens theme. Remember, you do have other themes in here as well. Dali, Raphael, Rembrandt, Da Vinci, Michelangelo, and so on and so forth. So let's do this. I'm going to go to view details. And right here, I'm just going to go ahead now, click on download theme. And that's it. So I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to go over to the main menu. I'm going to head over to appearance. I'm going to click on themes. I'm going to click on add new. I'm going to click on upload theme. And of course, I'm just going to drag Rubens in here. Let's install that theme. And there you go. So I'm going to go ahead now and activate the theme. This might take a few seconds. Okay, there you go. So now if I go back to my website, you can see right now that it has changed and we now have the Rubens theme active. So jump in the very next video where I will now show you how to make some configurations to the Rubens theme. So now that we've chosen the Rubens theme, let me show you how to make some customizations. We're going to customize the header as well as the footer. So let's do this. I'm going to go over to the back end. And then down here, you will see this customization link. Let's click on general and let's see what we have here. All right. So first things first is you have the ability to create default pages and menus. So the thing basically will create certain standard pages like a thank you page, an about us page, a contact page. As it is right now, if I go over to my pages, you will see I only have the default blog, home, and then the privacy policy page. But if we now go ahead and we click on create, what's going to happen right now is that if I come back in here and refresh, you will notice that we now have a whole bunch of new pages that have been created by the theme. So plenty of work has been done for us already. Plus, if I go over to appearance and then go to menus, you would also see that we've now gotten access to 3 different menus: a main menu, let us help you menu, and of course an about us menu, which we will configure these a bit later. All right. Next right now is going to be the 5 icon. If you don't know what the 5 icon is, it's basically the icon that you find up here in your browser. So basically what you want to do right here is to grab your logo, at least part of your logo, and then use that as your 5 icon. It's a great way to identify your website when a user has multiple websites on their browser. So that's basically what the 5 icon is. I'm going to leave the default, so I'll just leave this one as it is. All right, what else do we have in here? Discount badges on products. So how do you want to show, if you're offering a discount on your products, how do you want to show it, the discount? Do you want to show it as a sale or as a % off? This is of course very, very subjective. I'll just leave mine on sale. And of course you want to enable image lazy loads to improve your speed performance. You can show star rating on homepage and category page. I will not recommend this one. Typically, you want to avoid showing ratings and things like that on your homepage or category page. You can show the ratings for your products on the actual individual product pages. I think that would be better. All right. Last one here is show 1 product per row on category page mobile. I would recommend this. What this simply means is that when a user views your category pages on a mobile device, you will have 1 product per row, which means the product will be shown better. Don't worry, we will take a look at this much later. I'm going to go ahead now, save my settings. And the one down here basically is just the template colors. The colors for your button, your add to cart, your links color. These are very, very subjective. Again, I'll just leave these as they are. Let's head on over now to the head section. And basically, this is where you would add external code. So maybe, for example, you've signed up with Google Search Console or Google Analytics, and they tell you, hey, paste this code in the head section of your website. This is where you would add the code. And then right here would be for CSS styling. This is where you would add your code for CSS. Now, let's take a look at the actual header itself. Right now, this is what we have. We have a logo. We have a menu, we have a search button, and then we have a cart, the American flag, and then of course the dollar currency. We can customize this. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do right here is I'm going to change the theme. The logo from the default Rubens to something more descriptive of what my website is. So I have already created a logo, and I'm going to go ahead now and upload it. It is in my media library. I do have it right here. So notice I have 2 versions. I have the yellow version and then the black version. The reason being that by default, you'll have your logo in one color, but then when a user hovers on your header section, you can see right now that you're going to have a white background. So it might be important for you to create 2 variations of your logo so that they can blend in depending on whether or not a user is hovering on the header or not. So in my case, I created one for yellow and then one for black. So right here, you can see we have the one here that says website logo black. What this simply means is that the logo that will be shown when a user hovers on your header. So in my case, I'm going to go ahead now and simply choose the black version. Let's go ahead now and select, and then we'll have to choose everything. So I'm going to drag the edges and make sure everything in my logo is highlighted. And then let's try to centralize this. To be honest with you, it's not the most effective way of cropping logos or displaying them, but we'll make do. I'll click on crop, and there you go. So now we have this. Let me go ahead now, save my settings, and let's see what it looks like. If I refresh the page, now if I hover on our menu, you can see right now we have Alexo Mart. That's basically my logo and the name of my website. So let's now change the logo for the default, which is going to be the white. So I'm going to click on upload, and I'm going to choose the yellow version. Click on select, and then again I'm going to do the exact same thing. Click to drag so that everything is highlighted, and then try to centralize it. Let's click on crop, save settings, go back in here, refresh the page, and there you go. So we have yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black. So that's basically how this works. Again, you may not need to create two versions of your logo if the version you have blends in with both styles. So this is entirely up to you. All right, what else do we have in here? The sticky header. Again, this is entirely subjective. Sticky simply means that when you scroll down, the header will always be there. You can see the header never moves away. In my humble opinion, I prefer not having a sticky header. So I'll just go ahead now and disable the sticky header, save settings. And then down here you have, again, you can enable a dark overlay. You can change the color for your transparent header elements, your main menu links color. So you can change the custom coloring if you want to. Right now you can see when you hover on your links, they turn red. So you can come in here right now and change the color to something else if you want to, or you can just leave the default values as they are. All right, one more thing we're going to do before we round this up is going to be the main menu. Now by default, you can see we've got costumes, custom category, gifts, jewelry, and so on. What I'm going to do is if I head on over to products and then I go to product categories, right here, what we can do is we can create the categories of the products we're going to be selling on our store. Now, I'm going to go ahead now and add my categories. So I do have gaming consoles. Okay, so let me add that one. I do have wrist watches. Okay, let's go ahead now and add that one as well. I do have video games as well. Okay, so let's add that one to video games. And last but not least, we do have smart. Actually, let's just call this electronics. All right. I was going to call it smart TV, but let's just call this electronics. So let's add that one. We can also add subcategories. So for gaming consoles, I'm going to add one for the PlayStation. And then right here where you have parent category, I'll choose gaming console. So let's add that one. And then I'll add Xbox as well. Xbox, gaming console, let's add that one. And there you go. All right, so we might still make a few more changes to these as we progress. But for now, we have 4 categories and 2 subcategories. Awesome. What I'm going to do right now is to go over to appearance, go to menus. And what I'm going to do is right here, I'm going to choose the main menu, click on select. So what's going to happen here is that I'm simply going to go ahead now and delete this menu and start over. So I'm going to click on delete menu, click on OK. And then I'm going to click on create a new menu once again. And then right here, I will choose main menu, click on create menu. And there you go. So right now, down here where you have product categories, I'm going to click in there, click on view all, select all, and now let's add that to our menu. Now let's make sure that PlayStation and Xbox fall under gaming console. So we'll do this one. We have PlayStation, and then we also have our Xbox. Okay, let's go ahead now, save the menu. And now if I head back over to my website, refresh the page, you will now see that we have electronics, we have gaming consoles with the drop-down arrow showing PlayStation and Xbox, and then more that has the remaining 2 categories of video games and wristwatches. Now, why are we seeing more and not the other two items, the other two menu items? Well, that's because with the Rubens theme, your menu has a set width. Now, it will be able to accommodate your menu items, all of them, as long as the text for your menu items do not exceed the set width for the menu. In this case right now, the reason why we have more is because we can no longer add video games and wristwatches into the space that has been allocated by the theme. So if we want to figure out a way how we can get video games and wristwatches to display right here, we need to shorten the text of our menu item. So let me show you this. Okay, I'm going to go back in here, and what I can do right here is to simply change gaming consoles to just consoles. Okay, and then for wristwatches, I can change wristwatches to just watches. Okay, so let's see if this would work. I'm going to go ahead now, save my menu. So we've shortened the number of text for our menu items. Let's go back in here, refresh the page, and there you go. So now you can see that because we've shortened gaming consoles to consoles and then wristwatches to watches, we no longer have the more default menu item showing. So that's one trick that you can enforce whenever you're trying to add menu items to your main menu. Okay, so that's pretty much it for configuring the header for our Rubens theme. We still have the search button, we have the currency, language. All this is pretty standard. There is no need for us to change anything in here. I like the way this is set. There is no need to change anything in here. So we've handled the header. Join the very next video where we'll now take a look at how we can configure the footer of our website. All right, so previously we handled the header for our website. Now let's take a look at what we can do with the footer. And to do this, we're going to head over to the back end. Let's go over to customization, and then all the way down here, you will see footer. So let's click in there. And it's pretty basic. I mean, there isn't much to really configure in here. You do have a contact widget where you can add a phone number, email address, physical address if you want to, an about widget with links to, like, you know, privacy policy, contact us, about us, and then a let us help you widget. So the only thing I'm going to change here really would be to change the text for let us help you to something like, let's say, more information. So right here where you have footer menu settings and then the titles, title number 3, I'll just change this to more info. Okay, it's a very simple change. It's very, very subjective, but I'll just save that. And then what else do we have in here? Of course, you can change color settings as usual. You can change background color and all that good stuff. We do have the back to top button, which is what you have right here. I think that's very, very useful. You click in there, it takes you all the way back to the top of the page. I think that's useful. Let's keep that one. And then here we have these cards representing the payments that the payment forms that we accept. So right here, you can configure this by simply either uploading the logo of another kind of system that you support or remove those that you do not support. So let's take a look at what we have here. We have MasterCard, Visa, PayPal, American Express, Discover, and Maestro. I'm going to remove American Express, and I will also remove the last one, which is Maestro. All right, let's save our settings. And of course, the rest is the copyright, which you can configure, contact details, of course, which you can change and customize. And that is it. All right, let's go back in here. Let's just refresh the page. And let's see. All right, so more info, and then the 4 payment systems that we accept. Nothing really we need to configure in here. One more thing we can configure, though, is actually back in the header. So right here, under customization, you have these social media link, which I'm going to click on. And then right here, I will talk about Instagram a bit later, but over here where you have your social page links, you can add links to your social media accounts. So Facebook, as an example, let me just use the hashtag Instagram. Let's add for Pinterest. Let's add for YouTube as well. I'm going to save this for. All right. And these will appear actually in your header and it's going to be, oh, it's not in the header. I'm sorry. Oh, it's actually in the footer. Oh, wow. I'm sorry about that. I must have been working with a different theme earlier. I do apologize for that. So it's actually in the footer. Okay. So your social media links, or the links to your social media accounts, will appear just above the payment systems that you accept. So of course, we've chosen Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube. Of course, in here, you would add the actual real links. So that's pretty much it for configuring the footer. I will see you in the next class. Welcome back. So we've already created our header and the footer for our site, and we're almost ready to start creating products and importing products from AliExpress. But before we do that, let's take a look at the other options that we have available with the AliDropship plugin. So I'm going to click on the AliDropship link, go to settings, and then remember that we've talked about the general options where we talked about order fulfillment, product images, and so on. But now we have other options like pricing, currency, updates, payments, shipping, and so on. It's better that you actually set all these first before you begin creating products or importing products from AliExpress. Now, on the general, we have pricing, but we're going to skip pricing for now because, in my humble opinion, it's quite possibly the most technical, and it's also a little bit complicated. I don't know how much you enjoy math, but we'll handle pricing a bit later. So let's just come down straight to currency. Currency is very, very straightforward. What's the currency of your store? Are you selling in dollars, pounds, Syrian pounds, Thai baht? It's really up to you. I'm going to keep the default, which is the US dollar. Additional currencies, nope, it's just the US dollar. And then the default database currency again is going to be in US dollars. So I'm just going to keep all of these, the defaults. Let's go over to updates. Now, this is very, very useful because you can actually modify how you want updates to occur on your store. And I'm talking about the products. What happens when a product that you are selling has run out of stock on AliExpress? Do you update the product manually, or would you let the plugin do so automatically for you? This is where you can set things like that. So first of all, you have applied to all categories, and I will assume that this would be the default because typically you'd want to set these kinds of settings to all your categories. However, if for some reason you wanted to choose certain categories, you click on select categories, and then right here you can choose the categories that you've already created for your product. I'm going to go with, of course, with the all categories. Okay. When a product disappears or is out of stock, what happens? You have three options. One is to do nothing. You can set the quantity to 0, or you can send to draft and then restore. So basically, setting it to 0 means you'd manually update the product once it becomes available again. But when you say send to draft and then restore, what this does is that, first of all, the plugin will send the product to draft, which means the product will no longer be available on your store. But as soon as the product is available again on AliExpress, the product will be published again. So this is the automatic option, and I think this is the best. So I'll choose send to draft and then restore, and you can choose to get notifications when a product has run out of stock and when it's been restored. Again, I think it's a good idea because it's your store. You want to make sure you know what's going on. Now, when a variation disappears or is out of stock, we'll talk about variations a bit later, but we're talking about variations of products. So let's say, for example, you're selling, let's say a laptop, for example, okay? A Samsung laptop, for example. You can have the black color, you can have the white color. Those are variations of the same product. So what happens if one of those variations disappears or is out of stock? Again, I'm going to choose the disable enable, which is actually the same as send to draft and then restore. So I'll choose disable enable, notify me. Now, when the price changes, so if you're selling products, you've imported them directly from AliExpress, and then on AliExpress, the price has changed. What happens? Again, automatically you can update, or you can choose to do nothing. I'll choose update automatically. I think that makes the most sense. Let's receive notifications. Again, when stock changes, just update automatically. And then you can also notify me as well. And I'll just choose the activate auto update. What this does is that right here on the right, you do have the manual option of updating your products once things have changed. Maybe the stock has changed, the pricing has changed. You can come in here and update them manually, or you can let the plugin check for such updates on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, and then do the updates for you. I think this makes the most sense. So I'm going to choose once daily, save changes, and there you go. Awesome. All right, let's take a look at payments. How exactly are you going to accept payments on your store? One tip I can give you is that the more options you have available for payments and even shipping, the better for you and your customers. So we have, I think, 3 major categories. You have the credit card, debit card option, you have the PayPal option, and then you have cash and delivery. So yes, you've got 3 different options. Let's take a look at them. Now, credit card, debit card, title in here, I'm going to go with the credit card, debit card, just as the title. And then right here, you have a variety of options. Who would you want to use to process payments via credit card or debit card? If you have your preferred option in here, by all means, choose that option. But I'm most comfortable with Stripe, okay, because Stripe is easy to configure and it's okay. I know there are people who don't like Stripe, but honestly, I think it's okay. It gets the job done. So I'll choose Stripe. Oh, sorry about that. The title has disappeared. We should have chosen the the service first, and then you can type in the title. So let's do that again. Title is credit debit card. Okay, so Stripe. So enable the Stripe payment option. And now in here, very, very important if you're based in Europe, because apparently there is some kind of a law that makes it mandatory for stores based in Europe to have this strong customer authentication option. So you can read more about this if you want to. You will have the link, of course, right here. But I'm not based in Europe. I'm based in the United States, so I'll keep this turned off. Enable to send Stripe notification after purchase. Okay, let's do that one. Enable ideal payments via Stripe. Honestly, I don't know what this is, but if you do, you can enable it if you want to, and then add whatever you're supposed to add there. I'm sorry, I have no idea what ideal payments via Stripe is. Okay, what's the currency? US dollars, language is English. Now, if you want to use Stripe and you don't know how to get your publishable key and secret key, you will need to have an account with Stripe, obviously. Now, in here, I've created a dummy account. And once you have your account with Stripe, to get these keys, you would come down here to developers. And then right here, you will see API keys. You click on API keys, and then you can either choose to create a new secret key right here. You can click on plus right here to create a secret key. You will add the key name. So in my case, I'll just say test, for example. Click on create. And now you'll have basically this key right here. So you can copy this key that you've gotten. So let me just click on copy. Let me come in here. And then I'm going to paste it under the secret key. And then the publishable key is what you're going to have right here. This will be created for you automatically. So you can click to copy. So then just click on copy right there. Come in here and then simply paste the public key. So this is how you can get your 2 keys from Stripe if you want to use Stripe. So I'm going to go ahead now, save my changes for Stripe. Down here, you do have PayPal, highly recommended because PayPal is very, very, very popular. Again, I'm going to enable the PayPal payment option. You can enable the express checkout if you want to. You can also enable the demo mode if you like to test payments. And then, of course, you've got the currency, integration method. You have 2 types, REST API Classic. I would recommend REST API. I think it's easier and a bit more straightforward. And then, of course, your client ID and then your secret key. How would you get these? You would need to have a developer account with PayPal. So you would go to developer.paypal.com, create your account. Once you've logged in, right here, you will have on the dashboard, you'll have your apps and credentials. If you want to test payments, you'll have to create a sandbox account, and you would find that on the sandbox. You can go to accounts, and then from here, you simply come in here right now and you click on create account, and you just follow the prompts. It's very, very, very straightforward. I'm sure you're not going to have any issues with this. But if you want to start using real life payments, you'd go to my apps and credentials. Okay, and then right here, you click on create. Oh, up here, by the way, make sure that this is set to live. If you don't want to test payments and you're ready to start accepting real payments, switch this to live. And now right here, you can click on, actually, let me just delete this test app. Sorry about that. I thought I deleted this. Okay, so let me do this again. So live, and then right here, I'm going to click on create app, and then I'll just type in test app all over again, click on create app. Obviously, if you're accepting real payments, you want to use the name of your website, by the way. You don't want to use test app, so make sure you have something, a real name, identifying what your application is. All right, so from here right now, you'll get your client ID automatically. So I'm going to go ahead now and simply copy this one, go over here, paste it right here. And then, of course, the secret key, let me just close Stripe. Secret key is going to be right here. You click on show. And then, of course, right here, you have your secret key, which I'll copy. Come in here right now, paste that one. And then your brand name. So in my case right now, I'm just going to call this one Alexo. You can add the name of your website right there. Save changes. And that's pretty much it. So now we've configured both Stripe and PayPal. Last but not least, you do have the cash on delivery option. This is very, very subjective. It's all up to you on how you and your suppliers operate. But like I said, the more options you're able to provide for your clients in terms of payments and shipment, the better. Okay, that's it for payments. Let's take a very quick look at shipping. Let me close PayPal. Okay, so right here, first of all, which countries do you ship to? By default, you have 254 countries. But in my case, I'm going to, first of all, choose to select none. And let's just ship to Canada. So I'll just cover North America. So Canada, we have the United States of America. And last but not least, we do have Mexico. There you go. Okay. Save changes. So these are the three countries I ship to: Canada, Mexico, United States. Default country is, of course, United States. Shipping options. Now, here's the thing. You can apply all your options in it to all the products, or you can choose not to. Again, very, very subjective. It depends on what kind of store you are creating. I'm going to go with the default to apply these options to all my products. And then right here, you have the very first available kind of shipping, which is the free shipping. Do you want to offer free shipping to your customers? You can enable it. But here's the thing. You also have the option of choosing to activate a minimum order price. So before a customer can get the benefit of free shipping, they need to have spent a minimum amount of cash. So in my case, I'm going to enable this one and say, okay, you must spend at least $199.99, basically $200. So if you've spent $200 or more on my store, you will be eligible for free shipping. So title is going to be free shipping. And then the delivery time, again, this is going to be up to you and your suppliers, but make sure that you don't lie. Make sure you're try to be as accurate as you can when providing the estimated delivery time. So in my case right now, I'll call this one 15 to 30 days because, you know, it ships from China and basically China is quite far from, you know, Canada, Mexico, United States. Okay, that's that one. All right, so in here, you have the next option of super savings shipping. So it says shipping from AliExpress by e-packet service usually takes 10 to 20 days. You know, you have this option of providing this additional option for your customers. I'm going to ignore that one and just come down here to standard shipping. So activate this one. I'll call this one standard shipping. Delivery time, I'm going to go with 10 to 15 days. And now the shipping cost. How much would you like to charge for this particular form of shipping? Let's go with 30 bucks. All right. And last but not least, you do have the expedited shipping. Again, very, very subjective. It's all up to you and your suppliers. I'll enable this one. I'll call this one expedited shipping. Delivery time, let's say 3 to 4 days. And of course, it's going to be a bit more expensive at $75. Let's go ahead now and save our changes. So that's it for part one, where we've covered our currency, updates, payments, and of course, shipping. So join me in part two, where we'll take a look at managing attributes and notifications. I'll see you then. So let's continue discussing the settings that we can configure with the AliDropship plugin. Previously, we talked about currency, updates, payments, shipping. Now let's take a look at manage attributes. And right now we can't do much because we've not actually created any attributes. And that's also because we don't have any products yet. So once we begin adding products and we have different attributes like size, color, weight, and so on, we'll come back in here and configure the attributes. But let's take a look at notifications. Now, this is where you can set up a system for receiving notifications via email whenever these things happen. So the first thing you really need to do is to set up the service with which you would be receiving these emails. If this is a live website, you should have a webmail server that's handling your emails. It is best that you contact them and let them provide you with the details that you would need to configure the mailing service. So, for example, it could be SMTP, which is very, very popular. It could be Mandrill, PeppyPost, Mailgun. It's all up to your provider to let you know what the service is. As an example, SMTP, they will tell you the host, the port number, and then what form of encryption they are using, whether it's SSL or TLS. And then you'll provide your username and password and then simply save the changes. So this is important. You really need to set this up. So please contact your webmail hosts and let them help you with this. So with that being configured, over here, you can begin to set up things like the purchase email notification. So for example, when a customer has purchased a product on your site, what email should they receive? This is going to be the purchase email notification. You can choose to send a copy to yourself, and then you can configure the email subject, email from, and then the sender's name. In my case, I've added Alexo shippers, but you'd want to add the name of your website right here. And then in here, this is the default template that customers would receive. So they will have the headline, "Thank you for your order." Your order will be shipped to, and then you see all these fields with the curly braces. These will be gotten from the order. So the customer's full name, address will be automatically filled in here. So if you don't want to show any one of these fields, you can simply just delete that field, but I'll recommend you keep everything. But again, it really depends on what your store is, you know, who you're shipping to, where you're shipping from, things like that. So down here, the same applies. You have the total price, you have the links to check out the most popular products that you have. And then over here, you have your track your order, returns policy, shipping and delivery, visit store. So you could actually choose to configure and change this default template if you want to, but my recommendation is to stick with the default, see if this works, and then later on you can begin to make changes. By the way, if you've set this up correctly, your mailing service, right here, you can choose to click on the test button, and if it's configured properly, you will receive a test email showing this particular template. So you could use this as a means to test whether or not you've correctly configured your mailing service. All right, down here, the same thing, contact us. So if they filled up the contact form, which we'll talk about a bit later, what fields should be processed? So you have sent to your own email because you want to receive the notification, the email subject, contact form. In this case right now, we can configure this and say message from Alexo website, just as an example, right? Okay, and then email from, and then in here, you want to make sure that this is actually a real email. So I'm going to change this one to my actual email. And then sender's name, you can configure this one to your website, to your store name. So I'll just call this one Alexo shippers. And then of course, down here, you can edit the template again, but you already have the fields pre-populated for you. You have message from the contact form. You can configure this, and then you can configure these fields if you want to as well. Let me just save changes. Let's come down here. And then again, you have the remaining options to configure the order has shipped notification. So what email will be sent out once the order has been shipped by the supplier to your customer? Again, you come in here right now, configure all the necessary fields. You have your template in here, and then you also have the order tracking ID changed option in here as well. Again, you can configure all the fields. And then, of course, down here, the customer account creation, which we'll take a look at very, very soon. But what happens once a customer has created an account on your site? Again, you can configure the kind of email that they will receive, and there you go. And of course, you can always test out each and every one of these templates if you want to. Okay, that's it for notifications. Coupons, we'll take a look at this a bit later. Right now, we cannot test our coupons because we don't have any products to test them on yet. So we will take a look at coupons a bit later. Accounts, what do we have here? We want customers to be able to create an account once they've made an order on our site, so that in the future, if they come back, they don't need to start filling the fields all over again. They can simply log in and make their purchases easily. So yes, we want to enable customer accounts and user registration. I'll show you how this works very, very soon. Let me save my changes. And then in here, you could enable reCAPTCHA if you want to. But the thing is, before an account can be created, a customer needs to place an order in the first place. So I think that in itself already defeats the ability for spam bots to start creating fake accounts on your site. So I don't think this is necessary. You can choose to allow customers to create accounts or log in via Facebook or Twitter. Of course, in here, you will have to enable it and then add your application ID, secret key from Facebook, and then the consumer key, secret, and callback URL from Twitter if you want to configure this once. Okay, SEO, we'll take a look at this a bit later. Taxes, this is, of course, very, very subjective if you want to enable taxes and or not. It's entirely up to you, but you have the option in here. And then right here, you can configure the tax rates. This, of course, is going to depend on your country, where you're from, things like that. So I don't want to spend any time going over this. If you want to, of course, set taxes, you come in here right now, you click on Add New, and then you choose the country, the state, city, and start applying whatever tax that you want to. Okay, so that is that. You do have the export settings. So if you've configured all of these right here and you have another website where you want to import these to, you simply come into your site right here and then you can export any one of these. So for example, if I wanted to export my shipping settings, I'll click on export. I'll get this download file and then I'll go to that other site and then click on import and then import this particular file and I'll have the exact same shipping settings in there. We still have to talk about pricing, which we haven't. But before we do this, we're going to take a look at how we can add products to our site. I'll see you in the very next video. Welcome back. So now let's talk about how we can import products directly from AliExpress. Now to do this, you're going to go over to the AliDropship plugin. And then right here, you'll see import. Let's click on import products. Now, there's two ways how you can actually import these products. One is by importing directly, like from AliExpress, which we'll talk about. The second is by importing products that have been chosen by the developers of the AliDropship plugin. Now, let me mention one thing quickly here. For some reason, I have a bug or a glitch. What you're seeing right now is not complete. Let me show you what you are supposed to actually see when you go to import products. I'm going to use a different site here. Now you can see that when you click on import products, you will see this page down here where you have a whole bunch of products being listed out for you. You have the category right there. You have the price and so on. All these products are the ones that have been chosen by AliDropship themselves. They, of course, choose these products based on reviews. They choose the best products, the ones that are selling well and so on. So you can actually take advantage of these by importing any of the products in here that you like. So right here, you can choose the categories of products that you want to import. So in my case right now, since I'm selling electronics as an example, right, I can come down here, click on consumer electronics, and then you have the filters in here. Oh, I'm sorry, before we get to the filters, you do have the subcategories as well. So consumer electronics, and then we have the subcategories. So in here, you can choose a specific kind of category of electronics that I wanted to import. So just as an example, let's come down here and let's see. All right, MP3 players, just as an example, I'm going to click in there. So now we have 39 MP3 players that have been chosen specifically by the AliDropship developers. Over here to the left, you do have additional filters. You can say, okay, if it ships from China or from the United States or Europe, the shipping method, you can also choose a particular kind of shipping method if you wanted. You can also indicate whether or not the products should have free shipping. So let me click on the checkbox right there for free shipping. And then you can also add additional filters like, okay, it should have a minimum price of, let's say, $3, and then a maximum price of, let's say, $20, and so on and so forth. So this is how you can customize and filter down the exact kinds of products that you want to import from AliExpress that have been chosen by the AliDropship developers. And then when you have the products right here, all you need to do is just click on import right next to them. But before you do that, make sure that right here in this box, you have chosen the category of the products that you want to import them to. So in my case right now, I will choose electronics, and now I can choose, okay, I'm going to import the first one, the waterproof MP3 player, and let's also import the Bluetooth MP3 player. So I'm going to import these two, and now I'm going to click on import selected, and right now you can see in gray, you can see the wheels rolling. It's importing. This one too is importing. You can now see the blue line filling up, indicating the progress. And by the way, with this particular method, you can import 50 products for free. So AliDropship offers you 50 products that you can import for free with this particular method. If you wanted to import more, you would have to pay for it. So as an example, I've been importing already several. I've imported 14 so far. You can see right now that I do have 36 imports left. So if I needed to import more after the 36 have been extinguished, I will need to pay. I'm not sure what the particular price is, but you can check that out with AliDropship. Okay, so this is method number one. Now, method number two would be to import directly from AliExpress. Now, let me go back to our original site here. Now, before you can do this, you need to install the AliDropship extension. This is only available with Google Chrome. Sadly, I'm not a big fan of Chrome. I prefer other browsers like Firefox or Brave, but it is what it is. So before we can import directly from AliExpress, we need to install the extension for the Chrome browser. I am on Chrome, so I'm going to click on this link right here. And I'm just going to go ahead now and grab the AliDropship extension. Let's add to Chrome, add the extension. And okay, so now you can see it has been added. That is the link right there. Now, we will need to connect the extension to our store. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the URL of my site. I'm going to grab this one. Okay. And then let's go right here where I have my extensions. I have AliDropship right here. I'm going to click on AliDropship. And then from here, I'm going to go ahead now and paste the URL, click on add. And now we have to log in. So I'm going to click on log in to make the connection. So right now we are authorizing AliDropship to connect to our store. Authorize. And there you go. So now the connection has been established. So if I go back in here, if I refresh the page, you will see we no longer have that message. But now we can click on this red button that says direct import from AliExpress. Let me just go ahead first of all and remove all of these all of these tabs. Okay, click on direct import from AliExpress. And okay, so the first thing we need to do right now is to go to a category of products that we want to import. So over here on the left, let's go with the consumer electronics, and then here let's navigate to the subcategory of video games. Let's click in there. And okay, so you will notice we have this big box up here right now where we can choose the category of the product that we're importing and then do some importing. But let's go to an actual product. So for example, let's choose the second one right here, the Easy SMX wireless gamepad. I'm going to click in here. And now right here, you can see that we already have the name of our website chosen for us. And then we can choose the category that we want to import this particular product to. This one right here is going to be for the PlayStation. So I've selected PlayStation. And then what I can simply do right now is to click on import. And there you go. Now, if I was to go back right here and I click on go to import list, you can now see that we have the product right here. You can ignore these other ones right here. These are the ones I did for testing before I started recording, so ignore them. But you can see that we now have this product that has been imported for us. Now from here, I can actually click on edit and then make whatever edits that I want to make to this particular product. So for example, I can edit the title and just remove the unnecessary words right there. So we now have the Easy SMX. Let me remove this one as well. Easy SMX wireless gamepad joystick game controller. Over here, I can make edits to the description. I can remove any one of these images if I wanted to as well. Let's scroll all the way down here. So over here, you can see that this is a particular product with a variation. So right here, if I wanted to make changes to the pricing, I can click on go here. And now from here, we can now see the different variations of the product. It looks like there's different kinds of colors in here. So we do have the blue color, we have the red color, and then we have two PCs as the color. That doesn't make any sense. Anyways, from here, I can click on the edit button, and then right here, I can change the price, I can change the sale price, I can even change the quantity as well if I wanted to. So you have full control over everything that you can edit for this particular product: the pricing, the details, the description, the title, the images. You can make whatever changes that you want to make from your back end. One thing I should mention though is that once you've made your edits, don't forget to come in here right now and hit publish. Just because you've imported a product does not mean that it has been published. You still need to publish the product manually. Okay, cool. Now let me close this and let me show you a slightly different way of importing our product. Let me close this one because we've imported it. Let's choose a different product. Let's see. Okay, what about this one? The game console color gamer player. I'm gonna click in there and let me show you a different way. So again, from here, I'm gonna choose Xbox, just as an example. All right. Now, before I click on import, I can actually click on edit. And then from here, I can do the exact same edits that I could directly from our WordPress backend. I can come in here right now, change the title if I wanted to. I can scroll down here, make changes to the text, remove certain images that I don't want to show. And that is it. Now over here, it's going to be a bit more difficult for you to change the sale price and product price, especially if it's a variable product. So you are a bit limited to what you can actually edit from this particular page. You might want to import to your backend, and then from your backend, make whatever necessary changes that you wanted to make. But this is just another way to do so. So you can just click on add to import list. And if I go back in here and I go to import list, now you can see the product listed right here. So that's another way how you can import products directly from AliExpress. One last thing I should mention before I round this video up is that when you import products, you're not going to import the reviews automatically. You need to do that as a second step. As an example, take a look at this product right here, the retro portable game console that we just imported. You can see it has 733 reviews. However, if I go to the backend right here and I say, okay, let's view this product, you can see that we don't have any reviews listed anywhere. That's because when you import, you're not importing the reviews. In fact, down here, you can see reviews is 0. So if you wanted to import the reviews for your products, you will have to go back in here and then you will see import reviews just underneath import products. Let's click in there. And then right here, you can actually choose the kinds of reviews you want to import. So for example, you have 3 stars and higher, 2 stars and higher, 1 star and higher, or maybe even only 5 stars. I would highly recommend you do not go with only 5 stars because that would be extremely suspicious. I mean, imagine you're trying to buy a product online and all the reviews are 5 stars and everybody is saying just how wonderful the product is. You're going to get suspicious. You'll be like, hey, this doesn't seem realistic. So I would recommend you even go with maybe 2 stars and higher, or at the very minimum 3 stars and higher. I'm going to go with 2 stars and higher. And then you can choose the number of reviews you want to import per product. You can go as high as 100, which I think makes perfect sense. You can apply to all categories. And then in here, you have this option of importing only for products that have less than a certain amount of reviews. Now, by this, I'm talking specifically about customers who come to your store and leave the reviews on your own store. So if you discover that a particular product you're selling has, let's say, less than 4 reviews that have been written by your own customers directly on your store, you can allow the plugin, the AliDropship plugin, to import more reviews from AliExpress to help with promoting or marketing the product. So you can say, okay, any product that has less than 4 reviews, let's import more from AliExpress. And then you can also send the reviews to draft, where you can review them before they get published. And then in here, of course, you can remove images from reviews. You can select the country from where you want to import the reviews from. I would recommend you go with all. I think the more reviews you get from more countries, the better overall for marketing. You can translate to English if you wanted to, but honestly, I don't think that's necessarily a great idea. I don't know. Honestly, I just personally feel that when you are trying to buy a product and you have reviews from all over the world in different languages, I think it actually helps to promote the product because it shows that people from all walks of life, you know, from all over the world are buying this incredible product. Okay, now right here, you can update the date of reviews if you wanted to. And then over here, you can skip reviews with certain kinds of keywords. Now, I've added this particular word already. And of course, there's some other 4-letter words that I'm sure you're aware of that you can come in here and add so that the plugin will ignore reviews that have such words in them. Okay, so from here right now, I can click on import, and this will start to import reviews for all the products on my store, as you can see. But let me just go ahead, refresh this to ignore that one. And let me show you how you can actually import reviews for specific kinds of products. So if I'm going to go back to the main menu, come down here to products, go to all items. So let's say I wanted to import reviews specifically for the retro portable mini handheld game console. I'm going to click in here. And then over here, let me just scroll all the way down here. Right here, you will see reviews at the bottom. I'm going to click on reviews, and then right here, I can do the exact same thing again. Let's go with 2 stars and higher, select from all countries, and there you go. Okay, so from here right now, I'll just click on import now, and this will import reviews specifically for this particular product. So you can see right now, progress is, 50%. I could have taken this down to 100, but to save time, I'm just going to import about 20. So, okay, let's wait for a few more seconds. This should finish very, 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 very soon. Come on. All right, 95%. We got 5% more. Import, import, import. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on. Okay, there you go. So right now you can see reviews have been imported. Now I can go ahead now, view the product, and then right here, you can see we now have 20 reviews, and you can see the people, the dates, the reviews with the images, this one in Russian. In fact, most of these reviews are in Russian actually, which is interesting. This is, I think, Spanish. And yeah, there you go. So that's basically how you can also import reviews for either all the products on your store or for individual products. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next class. So now that I've shown you how to import a product directly from AliExpress, let me show you how you can actually manually add your own products. Now, a question you might have is, what exactly would be the benefit of you manually creating products when you can simply go to AliExpress and then just simply import? Well, importing, obviously, it's a lot more convenient. It saves plenty of time. But the thing is, you have less control. You have less control on what exactly you are importing, the description. You could always, of course, import and then go ahead and begin to manually edit the title, things like that. But sometimes it's just faster and even better to just manually upload what you want to show for your product. So how exactly would you do this? I'm going to go over to the back end. And let's do this. I'm going to go over here to products, click on add new. And okay, so let's do this. All right, I'm going to go to AliExpress and let's try to import let's create another watch product. So I'm going to go over here to sports watches under men's watches. And let's see what we have here. Okay, I'm going to go with this one, the Navi Force. So I'll click in here. And there you go. All right, so what I want to do right now is to create this product on my store. Now, you don't also have to necessarily use the images that you have on AliExpress. You can use other images as long as they represent the product, of course. Maybe these particular images, maybe you don't like them, maybe you have better images of the same product elsewhere. You can choose to use those ones. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to grab the title first of all. Okay. I'll just grab this one, 2020 Navy Force Sport Analog. Okay, let me copy this one. Go in here, paste the title. Let me remove analog. All right, now for the description, I can now write my own custom description. I can say a very classy sports watch for sophisticated men. All right, just as an example. And then right here, I'm going to choose wristwatches. And now I can set the featured image for the watch. Again, you can either use the images that you have on AliExpress if you want to, or if you have your own custom images for that product, you can use them. So as an example, I'm going to use my own custom images right here. So I'll set one as a featured image. And then down here is where we can begin to add the necessary options for the product, such as the sales price, the product price, quantity, and so on. So product price, I'm going to call, how much is it on AliExpress? It's 20 to 20.59. I'll just call this one 39.99. The sale price is going to be 39.99 because it is not on sale. Notice that the discount area is grayed out. That's because this is calculated automatically by the plugin. So as an example, if I change this one to 19.99, I came down here and I saved my changes. Notice now that the plugin has calculated that the discount is exactly 50%. So you're not in control of this discount area. It is the plugin that will calculate the discount based on the product price and then the sale price. So I'm going to take this back to 39.99. Quantity, we have 19 in stock. Lot number, how many items are in the package? So if a customer was to buy this watch, how many items will they receive in the package? Maybe they might receive an extra strap or some cleaning material for the watch, you know, stuff like that. So, but I'll just call this one 1. And then the rating, you can add your own custom rating for the product. So we can say something like 4.79, you know, something like that. And then number of orders that have been placed. Again, you can do this one manually. I'll say 23 orders have been placed manually. You can also add some additional notes for the product, although it's not important. I'm going to go ahead now, save my changes, and there you go. Okay, what else can we do? We have attributes. Now, attributes, of course, will be things like the color, weight, and so on, the size. In this case right now, I can decide to add different colors for the watch. So check this out. Okay, I'm going to click on add attribute. Right here, I will say color. Let's add the item. And now we can begin to add the values for the color. So the first one here is going to be black. I will choose my image representing the black version. Let's insert that one. Let me add another item. Add the image. This one is going to be brown. Okay. And then last but not least, let's add blue. I will have my featured image, which is the one right here, the one in the middle. Let's insert that one. And there you go. So now we have an attribute of color with three different values: black, brown, and blue. All right, let's save our changes. Now check this out. I'm going to go over to variations. And then right here, you can simply just click on add all. And now the plugin will create the variations for the product. So you have the blue one, the black one, and then the brown one. Now by default, all of them will have the exact same price, the same supplier, and so on. But if you wanted to change those, right here, you have this edit button. So you can click in there to now manually change the sale price, quantity, price, and so on for each of the individual variations. So maybe as an example, if I wanted to change the price for the black version, I can come in right now and change this one to, let's say, $49.99 because it's black, it's more expensive. I can save my change, and there you go. So now the black variation will be $49.99, while the others will be $39.99. So you can do that one for other things like the quantity, the supplier, and so on and so forth. Okay, next we have shipping. So you can choose the kind of shipping methods available for this particular product. I'm going to go with standard and then expedited. So these two will be available. And then in here, you can add things like item specifics, although this will not show up on the front end. So your customers will not see this. So I don't know, you may or may not want to add additional item specifics for the product. You have your packaging. Again, you can add things like your unit type, package weight. So in this case, let's add a package weight, and this one would be, let's say 4.5, not 4.5 pounds, let's say 0.5 pounds. Package size 23 by 46 by 12. I'm just adding stuff at random in here. Okay, let's save our changes for that one. And then the supplier. So right now, we need to provide the supplier of this particular product. So to do this, I'm going to head back in here where you have the actual product. I'm going to first of all grab the URL. It's a long URL, but I'll grab it. I'm going to go back in here, add the URL right in there. And then the product ID is what you have in here. Item 40000 all the way here. I'm going to grab that one. So whenever you want to get the ID of a product, just go to the URL. You'll see item and then a number. So this is the product ID. So I'm going to go in here, paste that one. And now for the store URL and the store name. So what is this? I'm going to go in here, and where you have this particular page, I'm going to come down here and you will see visit store right here. So you click in there, and now you will grab the URL for the store. So this is it right here. I'm going to grab this number. I'm going to grab everything in here for the store URL. I'm going to go in here, paste that. So again, just like with the product, you want to grab everything, all the numbers, and then the one just before the question mark. So you grab everything in here, and then you can paste it right in here for the URL. Now for the store name, the store right here is basically called the Naviforce Drop-In Store. You can see this is the name right here, Dropshipping Store. I'll grab this one, go back in here, and then simply paste that. So now we have everything. We have the product ID, the URL, the store URL, and then the store name. Let's go ahead now, save our changes, and there you go. All right, we got updates. So what do you want to do in terms of updates? Do you want to update the product automatically once it becomes out of stock, or if the price changes, things like that? So yes, we want to run updates for this product. So we already have the send to draft restore Vine. When a variation disappears or is out of stock, disable, enable. Remember, these are the default options we chose under the AliDropship option. So we're going to keep all of these. We'll just go ahead now and update product. And there you go. And now gallery, very, very, very important. Let's make sure, hold on a second. Sorry about that. Let's make sure this saved. Okay. I don't know why we got that message saying changes you've made may not be saved. Let's cancel this one. Cancel. Let's go over to gallery. And now in here, you can now add your own custom images for the product. Very, very, very important. So let's go ahead now and add all of these images. Let's insert them into the post. And now in here, you can also add a video. This is another reason why sometimes it's better for you to manually create products by yourself, because now you can add additional information for the product which you may not find on AliExpress. So if you have a custom video made for the product, you can come in here right now, add the video, and then image right here will represent the thumbnail for that video. Let's go ahead, save our changes, and there you go. So of course, cross-selling. If there are other products that you wanted to cross-sell with this one, you will come in here and be able to add that product. And then last but not least, you have the reviews. Now, just like I discussed earlier, you can choose to import the reviews for the product if you want to, or you can choose not to. Let's go ahead and import the products in here. So I'll go with 4 stars and higher. Our country, all of this, we'll go ahead and leave everything as it is. Now, for the images and reviews, I'm going to remove the images. And let's go ahead now and import the reviews for our product. So this might take anywhere between 10 seconds, 30 seconds, maybe even up to a minute, depending on how popular the product is and how many reviews it does have. Okay, so progress is at 100%, and it says 10 reviews have been imported. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so that's it. We are good to go. I'm going to go ahead now, hit publish. And there you go. Now we can view the product. And there you go. So 2020 Naviforce Sport, 10 reviews. We have the price. We have the different colors for black, brown, blue. And then, of course, right here, you have the product details. A very classy sports watch for sophisticated men. These are the images that we have in the gallery. Remember, we just imported all these images. And there you go. So that's it. We now have a product that we've, of course, manually created. All right. So before I round this up, I just want to mention that I am aware that on our product pages, we do have these 2 boxes where we have shipping and payment, and then also why buy from us. Don't worry. If you're wondering how to customize this, I'm going to show you how you can do so a bit later. But for now, we now know how we can either import products directly from AliExpress, how we can import reviews as well, but also how we can create products manually on our dropshipping store. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next class. Alrighty, now that you know how to create products manually and also import products from AliExpress to your store, it is time to add a few more products to your store. So as you can see right now, I do have 13 items. I already went ahead to import some other products like, some games, some smart TVs and so on. Plus, I also created some additional products as well, such as, Xbox One, video game console, PlayStation 3, and so on. So the idea here is just to populate our store because we're going to be using these products to design our site, especially on our homepage. There's going to be different sections where we'll have to show things like, best deals, just arrived, trending now, things like that. So the more products you have on your store, the more you will be able to work with. So I would encourage you, if you're building your store, like your real store right now, do spend some time to add several more products that you'd like to sell. One other thing I should mention is that you may have noticed that with the Rubens theme, you do have this very big mega menu. These items that you now see are because I created and added these ones manually. As of the time of me recording this particular video, the Rubens theme will populate the mega menu only with products that you manually add. You will not see products showing up in here that you imported directly from AliExpress. Maybe they might change it a bit later, but as it is right now, if you want your mega menu to work, you need to create products manually. That's the only way how you would actually see products show up over here in your mega menu. So that's it. Consider this to be an assignment. Take some time out now to import some products and also add some products manually to your store. I will see you in the next class. Alrighty, welcome to a very, very important part of building your store, and that's going to be how you handle pricing. By default, when you import products directly from AliExpress, the price that will be shown on your store will be the same price that is shown on AliExpress. So as an example, I imported this wired USB game controller for the PS4. You can see in here it's $16.17. On AliExpress, it is $16.17 or $17.71, which is, almost the same. And then the same applies to the Xbox One controller I imported as well. On my store, it's $16. On AliExpress, it is between $16 and then $32. Now, technically, I could always just go to my products and manually change the price if I wanted to. So down here, I could click on edit, come all the way down here. And for this product in particular, because it is a variable product, I can click on go here and then begin to change the price for each individual one. So this one ships from China. I can click on the edit button right here. And then of course, change the price from $21 to something else, change the sale price here as well to something else if I wanted to. This would make sense if I was working with very few products. Maybe I'm selling 5 products, 10 products, maybe even 20 products. But if you are selling plenty of products on your store, maybe 50, 100, it's going to be very difficult for you to manually change the price of each product. That's why with the AliDropship plugin, you do have this function where you can create a formula that you can then apply to all your products. Now, just to make sure I'm not taking anything for granted, you might be wondering, why would I change the price on my store from what's been shown on AliExpress? Because you want to make money, right? You want to make some profit. It's not going to make any sense for you to sell the products on your store for the same price that the suppliers are selling the products. How are you going to make any money? How are you going to make profit? So ideally, you want to charge a little bit more on your store than what's being charged on AliExpress. So how do we do this? I'm going to go in here and you have these two big blue buttons. You have add recommended, you have add new formula. When you click on add recommended, what will happen here is that the plugin will generate several kinds of formula for different types of products. You can experiment with this later, but what I want to do is to show you the manual approach, which gives you more control. I'm going to click on add new formula. Okay. Now right here, we can set the range of the pricing for the product. So I'm going to say any product that's between $5 and a maximum of $40, I want you to multiply. Notice you have the sign here, you have plus, multiplication equals. I want you to multiply that price by 2 and then add an additional $2. Okay? So check this out. I'm going to save my changes, come down here, and then click on update prices. What's going to happen here is that this product right now that's been sold for $16.17 on my store will now be multiplied by 2, so roughly $32, and then an additional $2 will make it about $34 roughly. So let's see if this works. So the update has completed. Let's go back in here, refresh the page, and now you can see it's $34.34. Same goes with the Xbox controller. Refresh, Now you can see it's $34 exactly. So this is how it works. Of course, you can multiply by 3, you can multiply by 4, you can add additional $5, $6, and so on. You can create as many formula as you want. But also, check this out. We have discount settings right here. When you import products by default from AliExpress, the discounts will be shown right next to the sale price. So right here, you can see the original sale price here is $44, but now it's been sold at $34.34 because right here, you do have the discount of 23% on AliExpress. Same goes with this particular product as well. But what if you did not want to show any discounts on your store? What do? You come in here, you turn on the discount settings and set the amount here to 0. Now look at what's going to happen. I'm going to save my changes. I'm going to come down here, update the prices, and let's just wait and see what is going to happen. Let's go, 63, 69, 75, 81, 88, 94, 100%. Okay, I'm gonna go back in here. Now pay attention to the pricing right here. I'm gonna refresh the page, and now you can see the discount has disappeared. Now it's just $34.34. In here as well, the actual sale price is going to, the actual price is going to disappear. All you'll see is the sale price. So I'm going to refresh the page once again. And there you go. Now it is just $34. This is how you can hide discounts on your store. But what if you wanted to offer your own personalized discount? So let's say, for example, I wanted to offer products that fall between $5 and $40 a discount of 15%. Check this out. I'm going to go back in here, save my changes, and once again, update the prices. Now, what's going to happen here is that the actual sale price will not change, but the price, the original price of the product will change. What am I talking about? You're going to see this in just a moment. Let's go back in here. Notice the sale price is still $34.34. If I refresh, the sale price is still $34.34, but now you have the original price set at $40.40 because we are applying a discount of 15%. Same goes in here as well. Refresh the page. The sale price is still $34, but now there's a new price of $40 because we are technically applying a discount of 15%. So this is how the discount settings work. One more thing to mention before we round this up is what happens when you apply or when you create two different kinds of formula that apply to the same kind of product. As an example, I'm going to go back in here. Let me just first of all turn these off. Okay, save changes. Now I'm going to go back in here. Let's add a new formula. And then once again, very deliberately, $5, $40 value here. Let's multiply this one by 2. And now instead of adding an additional $2, I'm going to add $4. Let's save our changes. Notice, by the way, that these two are being applied to all categories. So which one is going to win? The one that will win is the one that's going to be on top, the one that comes before the other one. That's the one that will be applied. So in this case, if I wanted to ensure that the one that has an additional $4 is applied, I will have to drag it to the top. By the way, you want to save your changes first of all, and then you want to refresh the page, because if you try dragging or dropping right now, it's not going to work. So make sure you refresh the page right now, and then once you've refreshed, you can now click and drag the formula that you want to appear on the top. So I'm going to apply this one right here on the top. Notice it's now additional $4, not $2. Let me go ahead now, save my changes, come back down here, update prices, and let's go. Okay, so now it's fully updated. Let's go back in here. Now notice that this one should now be $36.34 because we're adding an additional $2. So let's refresh the page, and there you go. So now you can see it's $36.34. This one too should now be $36 exactly. Let's refresh the page, and there you go. So now you can see it's $36. So whenever you have formula that can be applied to the exact same kind of product, the one that appears first will be the one that will be applied. The reason why this is very, very important is because what if we specifically wanted to apply this formula, the one that has additional $4, specifically to the products that we have for our Xbox? Okay, so I come in here right now, save my changes. So the $4 will be applied only to the products under the Xbox category. Let me save my changes. While the other products on our store will get an additional $2 as opposed to the $4 for the Xbox. So what will happen here is if I go back in here and I update my prices once again, the one for the Xbox should still be the same, but the one for the PlayStation 4 should go back to $34.34. So let's wait for this to finish. Okay, it's finished. So if I go back in here right now for the PS4, I refresh the page, now you can see it's $34.34, but the one for Xbox should still remain the same at $36 because the formula that adds an additional $4 appears on top of the one that applies only $2. So this is exactly how the pricing works. Last thing to mention here is that you can choose to round up the pricing. So rather than having things like $34, you'll just have $34. If you had something like, let's say, $36.79, that will be $37 instead. So you could choose to do that. I don't know if it's the best idea. I think it's usually a good idea to show the cents. I don't know. It's entirely up to you. Just do what you feel is best for your store. So that's exactly how pricing works on the dropshipping plugin. Spend some time right now to craft the formula that you want to apply for your products, or you could always just choose to manually edit the price of each of your products. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next class. Let's talk about every consumer's favorite topic, and that's going to be coupons. How do you create coupons and how do you apply them on your store? You're going to go over to the AliDropship Plugin, settings, and then coupons. Let's click on add new. And what will happen is that automatically the plugin will create a coupon for you, which you can then edit. So let's change the name of the coupon first of all, because this isn't the best name. Let's call this one Valentine. Okay, so it's a coupon for Valentine's Day, and we can choose the discount type. Are we offering a set amount off or a percentage discount? I'm going to go with amount, and I will say $10 off. So basically, anyone who uses the coupon Valentine will get $10 off. Usage limit, what's the limit to how many times the coupon can be used? I'm going to go with 100. And then you could also ensure that in order for consumers to be able to use the coupon, they need to have spent a minimum order amount. So you can turn this on and then set the minimum order amount value. I'll turn this off. And then for some reason, there is the option to ensure that this coupon never expires. I don't think it's the best idea because I feel if there's a coupon that never expires on your store, it kind of might diminish the overall value of your products. I don't know. I'm not an expert, but I don't think it's a good idea. So I'm going to make sure this one isn't turned on. Just keep it off as it is. But right here, we can set the start and end date for the coupon. So I'm going to click in here. And then for the start date, I'll go with 9th of September. And then for the end date, let's go with 2 weeks. Okay, so 23rd. So let me click outside. So now you can see it's 9th of September till 23rd of September. And then you can choose to apply it to all your products or maybe a particular kind of category of products and so on. So I'll just leave it at all products, save our changes. And then right here, I'm going to enable the coupon, okay? And then up here, I'm also going to activate the coupon so that the promo code field will appear on the checkout page. And then you can also choose to apply the coupon for shipping costs as well. This is entirely up to you, but I will not do so. I'll just make sure this coupon only applies to the actual price of the product. So I'm going to go ahead now, save my changes. And also down here, let's make sure that we save our changes as well, because we've chosen to enable the coupon. So let's see if this works. I'm going to go in here right now, refresh the page for this particular product. Let's click on add to cart. Let's proceed to checkout. And all right, so right now you can see we do have the box to apply the discount code. So I'm going to apply Valentine. Let's apply that one. And for some reason, our store does not like romantic people because the Valentine code has been rejected. What? What's going on here? Oh, I'm sorry. It's because we set the start date to be 9th of September, while today is actually 7th of September. Forgive me, I'm an idiot. All right, I'm going to click in here, change the start date to 7th of September. Let's apply that one. And then the end date should be, let me scroll down here. All right, so 7th, and then the end date should be 21st. Okay, click outside. And there you go. All right, let's go ahead now, save our changes. And this should work. All right, this should work. Let's go back in here, refresh the page. Go back in here. Apply Valentine. Please be my Valentine, apply. And there you go. All right, so now it actually works. You can see we now have $10 off being applied. So the new price is now $24.34. So that's exactly how you can create coupons and how you can apply them to your store. Again, don't forget that you can also choose to apply the coupons for shipping as well. You simply come in here and you turn this on, and that will also be applied to the shipping costs as well. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next class. Now that we've gotten most of the functionality all set up on our store, it is now time to go back to designing the rest of our site. Now, previously, we had already set up the header as well as the footer. But now let's concentrate on designing the home page, which is arguably the most important page on our website. So I'm going to head back in here and we're going to work now with the Rubens theme. We're no longer working with the AliDropship plugin. So I'm going to come down here to home under customization. And you will notice that first off, we have this slides, right? And of course, you want to make sure that the slides that you're showing represent the kinds of products that you are selling on your store. Now, what I've done here is I've already added several images which I'm going to use. So the first thing here is the very first slide, you may notice, has a view video link. So if you wanted to show a video for one of your slides, I would recommend you keep that slide as the very first one, because the first one has the ability to add the ID for the video. So you can put the video on YouTube and then you can put the ID in here if you wanted to. I don't have a video, so I'm going to remove that one. And then these sizes, like the font size for the desktop title and so on, I'm going to leave these as they are because they're okay. There is no need to change any of these, but you can make them bigger or smaller if you wanted to. So banner number 1 right here, I'm going to click on upload. And I'm going to use an image I've already uploaded previously. And it's going to be this one right here, which is the image of a controller for the Xbox. So I'm going to crop this, make sure that it is centered. I'm going to click on crop. And there you go. Okay, so that's it for number 1. You can change the title right here. So instead of a better way to save big, you can type in something else, welcome to the Dropshipping Store, something like that. But I'm just going to go ahead and leave the defaults as they are. The secondary title as well, I'll leave that one as it is. You can choose to show the button, and then you can modify the text for the button, and then you can add a link that will take the user to a page. In this case, what I'm going to do here is, in fact, I'm going to go ahead now and click on Xbox right here. And let me just grab this link, okay, so that if anyone clicks on the link for the first banner, it will take them to the category page for the Xbox product. So I'm going to paste that right here. Okay. And there you go. So that's banner number 1. Banner number 2, again, I'm going to click on upload, and I'm going to use the one for the watch right here. Please make sure that your images are wide enough. At least 1280 by 720 should be your dimensions. You can see mine right here is 1920 by 1276. The one for the Xbox controller was 920 by 1280. So make sure the images you're using for your slides are big enough. So I'm going to select this one again, crop it around here in the center, click on crop, and there you go. All right, so again, I'm going to leave the default title, subtitle, and then for the link right here, let's do something similar. I'm going to go over to watches, and let me grab this link, come right here, and then add the new link, and there you go. For banner number 3, I'm just going to go ahead and simply delete it. So only 2 banners, which, by the way, let me mention that it's been proven that if you're going to run slides on your website, do no more than 3 maximum, because usually most people don't even see the 4th banner or the 5th banner. They're busy doing other things on your site. So for the maximum impact, make sure your slides are minimum of 2, maximum of 3. Don't go beyond 3, please. Okay, that's that for the banners. And I'm going to go ahead now, simply save my settings. Okay, and let's see what we now have. So I'm going to go over here now, refresh the page, and there you go. So now you can see we have the first banner with the Xbox controller, and then the second banner with the watch. Notice also that I chose images that have a dark background. Very, very, very important, so that the text, the white text, can blend in easily, okay? And of course, if anyone clicks on any of these buttons right now, say for example, they clicked on shop now for the first banner, it will take them to the Xbox page. And then if they clicked on shop now for the second banner, it will take them to the category page for watches, okay? So that's that for the banners. Let's go back in here. What else do we have? We have product settings where you can show the best deals, just arrived, and then trending now. The plugin will sort the products out for you automatically. So best deals, obviously, the deals that you have that are on sale, the plugin will find them, display them in here. Just arrived are your most recent products that you've either added manually or that you've imported from AliExpress. And then trending now, I'm not entirely sure how the plugin calculates this one. I'm guessing it's based on how many clicks certain products have received, which products are selling the best, and so on. I think that's how the plugin will calculate which products to show in here. Let's head back in here, and you do have the option of also showing your blog. If you have a blog, you can show some articles, and I've actually gone ahead to create some posts in here. Let me show you. Oh, sorry, I forgot to remove this last one. All right, so I've got 3 posts in here that I just created. These are just random posts, okay? How to get the best deals, best PlayStation games, smart Samsung review, blah, blah, blah. So I did this just to show you how it would look like on the front page if you show your blog and you have blog posts. So here it is right here. The first two, the recent most two posts, or the most recent 2 posts rather, would be shown on your blog section right here, as you can see. So it's entirely up to you if you want to show it. You can choose not to show the blog section and then simply have a blog menu item on your main menu if you wanted to. That's another way how you could do this, because as it is right now, if anyone clicks on the blog title right here, it will take them to our blog page where you can see the rest of the pages and the rest of the posts. So we'll talk about this later. Let me go back in here. And then last but not least, you can also show a section with some text. So let me just paste this text I have in here, and let me just add a title. So it could be something like, let's say, about Alexo Mart. You know, you can centralize this one. Let me highlight, make it a H2, and then centralize it, and then save my settings. And let's see how it will look like. Let's refresh the page. And then you can see it's going to be all the way down here. So It doesn't have to be an about us section. It could be something else. If you wanted to, you could just add your title and some text if you wanted to. And then last but not least, you do have the sign up box. If you want to modify this one, you would go right here where you have your subscribe form. You click in there, and then right here is where you can add the settings for your autoresponder, the code for your autoresponder. So maybe if you're working with MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, ConvertKit, you can simply grab your autoresponder code and then simply paste it in here and then save your settings. That's how you can modify the sign up form in here. So that's how to customize the home page using the Rubens theme. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next class. Next up, let's see how we can customize the pages for our single product. So what will our customers see when they view a particular product? Here's an example, the one for the Xbox wireless controller. So we have the name of the product right here, the price, and then the variations, ships from China, add to cart button, buy now with PayPal. We've got the trusted banners for the systems that we use to verify the authenticity of this product. And then you've got the product details, shipping and payment, why buy from us, and so on. So if you want to customize what your customers would see on a page like this, you would go to customization and then single product, and then right here is where you have all the settings and you can customize them. So the options you would choose in here are very, very subjective. There is no right answer. There is no wrong answer. It all depends on what you're trying to show. So I'm going to leave all of these as the defaults. They're pretty much self-explanatory. Do you want to display the gallery images at their original dimensions? Do you want to enable social share icons and so on? All of these I'm going to leave as they are. But this is where things get interesting. So you must have seen that right here after the product details, you do have this shipping and payment box with some text. This is where you can modify it. So you have shipping and delivery, and then you can come in here right now and then try to convince your customer as to why they should do business with you. You can guarantee them that, you ship the products on time, blah, 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 things like that. So you have all of this text right here that you can modify. And then, of course, you do have the other box right here, which is the why buy from us. You are going to find that one. Let me scroll down here. It is right here. So this is the why buy from us. You can change the title to something else, and then of course modify the text for that particular box if you wanted to. Also, you can show the reviews tab. You can enable the write a review option. You can see everything in here. You can see we do have the reviews tab right here. You do have the link to also write a review. So if you want to show these two, leave the defaults as they are. If you want to hide any of them, just simply come in here and turn them off if you wanted to. Let's keep on scrolling down. So again, product tabs open by default. The reviews tab is open by default. You can open any of this if you wanted to. And then of course you have the trust badges, which are the ones that we have right here. These four, you can modify them, upload badges of other companies if you wanted to. And then of course down here is where you have the features, which is what we have at the bottom of the product page. And right here you can see worldwide shipping, free returns. Oops, sorry about that. So worldwide shipping, free returns, and then safe payment. This is where you can modify them. So you can change the title, add your own personalized description, and then add the link that will point this particular box of text to. You can come in here right here and modify the one for free returns and then safe payment as well. So that's basically how you can modify and customize the pages for your individual products. Next up, let's take a look at how we can customize the checkout experience for our customers. And of course, this is very, very important because you want to make it as easy as possible for your customers to add items to their cart and then check out easily. So by default, let's see what the experience is like. Let's say that right now I've added this item to my cart. You can see we do have the two products in our shopping cart, and then we have a proceed to checkout button. We click in there, And now we'll have to provide our email, shipping address, and then we'll move on to shipping method. It's okay, but we can do so much better. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to head back in here, customization, and then checkout. So the first thing I would recommend that you do is to turn on the shopping cart page. So when you turn this one on, now customers will be able to view their cart on an individual page. I'll show you that in just a second. But by turning this one on, we can also add some extra features. Like right here, you can of course customize the images. Again, you know, the ones for MasterCard, Visa, your accepted payment methods. You can keep these or upload your own separate logos. But then down here, this is where things start getting interesting. So you have the text for below the proceed to checkout button. You can customize this text. You can customize the text for applying coupons as well. Contact us text. You can add your phone, email, and so on. So where exactly would you see this? Let me go ahead first of all and save my settings. Go back in here, refresh this page. So now if I go over here right now and add to cart, now you can see that our customers can now view the cart. There's the button right here. They click on the view cart, and then right here you can now see all the text that we talked about. You know, how you can apply the discount code, email support, the images of our accepted forms of payments, and so on. So it's on this page. This is where you can customize things like this, but you will only be able to do so if you enable your shopping cart page. Okay, so let's come down here, see what else we have. You do have the enable remove option in the order summary. I'll recommend that we do that one because sometimes customers may change their mind and they may want to remove an item that they've added to their cart. So let's keep that one right there. And then the required fields for the actual checkout page. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So right here. So notice by default right now, they cannot remove any one of these products. And then you can see these are the fields they need to fill in for the shipping. So right here, we can customize this. I'm going to make, let's see, zip code checkbox will be required. And we've also enabled the remove option in order summary. So let me save this settings. Save this one as well. Let's come over here. So you have the billing address. You can decide to show the billing address as well if you wanted to. And then right here, you can show the terms and conditions checkbox, you know, where, you know, you have things like, you know, I've read the terms and conditions, I accept this, you know, blah, 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 blah. You can customize that one. And then, of course, in here, you can upload your own images for the trust seals. Okay, let me just go ahead right now and save these. Right down here, you also have the footer text. Let me just show you what it will look like. Let me just call this one additional information. It's not necessary, but let me just show you how it will look like. Save settings. Okay, so let's go back in here, refresh this page, and now you can see the changes. So right now, customers can choose to now remove any products that they have in their cart. You can see right now that zip code is now compulsory because you do have this box that says my address does not have a zip code. So just in case the customer doesn't have a zip code, they can check this box to satisfy the requirement of having to provide a zip code. So that's basically it. They go to shipping method. Let me just add very quickly some things in here. Jack Jones, address 4554 London Street, state Alaska, city of Alaska. All right, let me go ahead now, click on shipping method, and of course this will now take us straight to the page where they can now choose either free shipping if they're eligible, standard shipping, or expedited shipping. And then finally, of course, the payment method where they can now choose to either pay with a credit card or a debit card. So it's okay, but it's not seamless. You want to make it as easy as possible for customers to check out. So if they're doing this constantly, you know, they fill out information on one page, they click next to another page, they click next again to another page, it's annoying, okay? So a better thing you could do is to come over here where you have checkout features and I'm going to show you something really cool. Right here, you can enable a one-page checkout. And I'm going to go ahead now, enable this, save settings, and now you're going to see the difference. Okay, let me go back to the, let's go all the way back to the very first page for the product. Okay, all right. So from here, check this out. Okay, I'm going to click on Add to Cart. And now if I clicked on Checkout, take a look at this. Right now, the customer sees everything at a glance. They can provide their shipping details, they can choose the shipping method, and then finally, they can choose how they want to pay. This is much, much better than having them, first of all, fill in the shipping details, then choose the shipping method, and then go to the other page, and then finally choose their payment methods. This is much, much better. So I would highly, highly recommend that you enable the one-page checkout. You also have this very fancy enable checkout countdown timer. Let me turn this on and show you what it looks like. So basically, you must have seen this before on other websites where you have this, oh, we can only hold your cart for a certain amount of time. It's not really true. I think it's just to create a sense of urgency so that the customer quickly checks out. And I really don't think this is ever really true. But anyway, you do have the option in here. And of course, you can customize the text, the color, and so on. And of course, you can also enable the trust box if you want to. I'll turn that one on. Let's save our settings. And let me just also enable the why buy from us box so you can see what it looks like. Let's come down here, save our settings. And let me show you what it looks like. Refresh the page. And there you go. So now you have the safe, fun, fast way to buy your favorite Merc. You have all this text right here. And of course, down here, just under the complete order, you do have the 100% satisfaction guarantee, over 400,000 successfully shipped orders, which of course, you can always come over here and customize. So that's how to customize the checkout experience and checkout pages for your customers. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next class. The last set of pages we need to customize are the pages like the About Us, Contact Us. And to do this, let's take a look at the About Us page first of all. So this is what we have by default. We have a banner image, some text, and then we have the core values with some icons, some text, and you can customize these right here. Under customization, you have About Us. So right here, this is where you can upload your own customized banner, or you can simply remove the banner if you don't want to show a banner. You have your description, you can enable the core values block, and then customize all the text, the images as well with the companies you work with. So it's pretty straightforward. I really don't want to spend any time going through each and every step because, like I said, it's very, very self-explanatory and it's very, very easy. Same goes with the thank you page. Now, this is important. This is the page that will be shown when a customer has actually made a purchase. Please change this background image. Okay, this makes absolutely no sense. Like, imagine a customer buying a product on your store and then the next thing they see is they see this image. It's like, what the hell is this? So make sure you either remove the image and not show any, or you upload an image that says something like, thank you, or something funny, something just to show appreciation for the customer. And then of course you can customize the text in here. If you wanted to track the conversion rates, maybe you're using some sort of software, this is where you can put in the script to track how many purchases you are making. And of course, in here will be the opposite. The ones where payment fails, you can also track it by pasting your script in here. You've got the Contact Us option in here as well. You can provide your contact email, and then you can also paste your autoresponder code in here if you wanted to use one. Last but not least would be the blog page. Let me show you. Let me come down here. So you do have the blog page, and this is the default. You do have the most recent post showing up in here, and then your remaining posts will show up on the right here. However, you might notice that we have a banner here, and also when you view a single post, you also have this banner on the right as well. I would recommend you remove these banners because they look like ads. They look like advertisements, and in my humble opinion, it's much better if you don't show any banners. So you can come down here to our blog, okay, and then right here, you can simply remove the banner for the blog page. So I'm going to remove this one, and then for your single pages as well, for your posts, you can remove this banner, and you can perform other customizations like choosing not to enable social share icons. Again, in here as well, you can paste the code for your subscribe form, which you have down here. And that is it. If you wanted to add any tags in your header and your footer for your blog post, you do have the option in here for adding the code in the respective fields for the header and footer. Let me save the settings. And now if we go back in here, we refresh the page, you can see we no longer have the banner down here. And then for individual posts, you no longer have the banner on the right as well. So that's how you can customize your blog page. And that is pretty much it for customizing the pages on our post, on our store, sorry. Don't forget though that you do have other pages that have been created by default. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You do have down here, you do have the privacy policy, returns policy. So if you're using these pages, make sure that the text that has been created for you by default actually makes sense. So for your refunds, returns policy, for example, you click in there, you go to edit page, and then right here, you can customize the text, make sure everything you have in here is accurate. So that's it for customizing the rest of our pages. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next class. So now that we've implemented our design and our functionalities, it is now time for us to simulate an actual transaction on our store. What will happen when a customer comes in and buys a product? Are we going to get notifications? Will the customer get a notification? How do we let our suppliers know that, hey, a product has been ordered on our store, please ship the product to the customer, things like that. So we're going to simulate the entire process now. So let's do this. I'm going to close this first of all, and let me show you a few things. First of all, under settings and then payments, I have set PayPal to demo mode so we can test payments. Also, remember that we also did some settings in here under notifications where we added send a copy of a purchase email notification to our own email, and then we have the email subject, email from, the sender's name, and here is an example of the kind of email that our customer would receive when they make a purchase. So let's do this. Okay, first things first is we're going to set up the demo mode. So we need the client ID and the secret key from PayPal. I have logged into my developer account on PayPal. So right here under apps and credentials, I'm going to make sure this is set to sandbox. And then I'm going to click on create a new app. And I'm just going to call this one Alexo. And of course, it is connected to my Sandbox business account. I'm going to click on create app. And there you go. So now we have the client ID, which I'm going to go ahead now and copy. Let me go over here and paste that one. And then I do have the secret key, which I'm going to copy as well. Come back in here and let's paste that secret key. Let's go ahead now and save our changes. Okay, so a customer should be able to make a test payment on our site. I'm going to open up a new browser and go to Firefox, which I'm using right now, and this is my store. So let me just refresh the page once again. All right, so let's pretend right now that I'm a new customer. I've come into Alexo Mart and I want to get some products. Okay, so let's check a few things out. I'm going to go over to the electronics category. And let's get the Bluetooth selfie stick. So I'm going to click in here. Let's add that one to cart. And let's close this one. Let's go over to video games and let's see what we can get over here. Okay, we do have the data frog. I'm going to go ahead and add this one as well. And now let's view our cart. Make sure we have everything in there. Okay, I like this. Let's go ahead now and proceed to checkout. Okay, so we have the warning, hey, you know, we can only hold your cart for 15 minutes. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead now and use my Gmail. Okay, and then we also have this box here where the customer can choose to create an account as well. So let's do that, okay? Remember, we said we wanted customers to be able to create accounts as well on our store, so that if they ever come back to our store, all they will simply need to do is to log in, and then they'll be able to have their payment methods all saved up and things like that. So let's click on register me. And now I'm going to add a password. All right, let's confirm our password again. First name, my name is Billy Joe. Billy Joe is my name. And then address, let me just add something here real quick. Poplar Ridge. State, let's just go with Arizona. Zip code. Actually, I don't know any zip codes in Arizona, so let's just make sure we choose an actual state that I've lived in. That's Maryland, so I know the zip code of 21117. City here is Owings Mills, and there you go. Okay, fine. What else do we need to do? So right here, shipping method, we're going to go with free shipping, so we don't pay anything extra. And then I'm going to choose PayPal right now, because remember, we're testing with PayPal. I'm going to click on I've read terms and conditions. Let's now complete the order, and let's see what will happen. So this should now automatically redirect us to PayPal to complete the payment. And you can see right now it's taking us to sandbox.paypal.com, because again, we are testing payments with PayPal. And okay, so from here right now, I'm going to log in with my Sandbox account. So I do have a cool buyer at buyer.com. Click on next. And now I'm going to add my password. Let's log in. And okay, yes, accept cookies. And okay, so now we can make the payment, which I'm going to go ahead now and simply do so by clicking continue for the payment. And this should complete the payment. Let's see. And there you go. Okay, so now you can see it says, thank you for the order. Your order has been placed, and you will receive a notification email shortly. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to open up my email accounts and see if I, as the owner of the store, if I got any notification that a purchase has been made, and then also the other email account where I will be the customer, just to see if I received an email that, hey, indeed, my orders have been received. All right, so as you can see right now, I have opened up my Gmail account, and I, as the customer, you can see right now, I got an email saying you have successfully registered your account, email, and then this is my ID, which you can use to log into my account. The only thing is that the email came from my WordPress, which of course we will change. I'll show you how to change this so that it actually reflects the name of your store. And then I got a second email as the customer that, hey, your order, thank you for your order. Your order will be shipped to Billy Joe. Here's the address, and here are the products. So as the customer, everything works well from their end. They receive an email if they chose to create an account. Plus, they also receive a second email thanking them for the order that they've made. Now, I, as the owner of the store, I've logged into my WebMonkey Online email account, and as you can see, I did get the exact same email that the customer got. So I do get notifications when a customer has placed an order on my store. Awesome. Now, if we go back to our site, let's head on over to the main menu, come down here to, oh, I'm sorry, not the main menu, but we go back to AliDropship. Over here where you have orders, okay? You click on orders right here, and now you can see that I do have the one from Billy Joe. You can ignore these two from Jack Jones, and these were the ones I used for testing. Let me just move these ones to trash. So we're going to deal exclusively now with the one we got from Billy Joe. So coming up in the very next video, I'll show you exactly what you can do from this point on. Now that you've got an order, what is the next thing that you do? But before I round this up, let me show you one thing you should do if you want to get the title of the emails to reflect your actual Dropshipping Store, you want to go over to settings and then general. So right here where you have your site title, you really want to change this one to something that reflects the name of your store. So mine right now will be Alexo Alexo Mart is the name of my store. And then for the tagline, make sure you have a tagline representing the kinds of products that you sell. So best deals for electronics, video games, and watches, just something like that. So make sure that you do have, you've configured the site title and the tagline to reflect what your website is about. So I'm going to go ahead now, save my changes, and there you go. So moving forward, anytime our customers get an email from our store, it's going to say from Alexo Mart and not my WordPress. So that's it. Jump into the next video where I'll now show you what to do once you have received an order on your store. Alrighty, so now that we've gotten the order from Mr. Billy Joe, what are we supposed to do? Right here on the orders, you can see the customer's name, email, the total amount paid, and then right here you will have access to 3 different buttons: one to view more details, one to delete the order, and then the last one right now is to view the order in full. I'm going to click in there, and then right now you can see everything we need to know about this particular order: the order details, the ID, transaction ID, shipping details, the products that have been ordered, the variation, and so on and so forth. Now, what you need to do right now is to allow the plugin, the AliDropship plugin, to connect this order to AliExpress. Note that I have logged into my AliExpress account. You do need to be signed in. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on Place Order Automatically, which I've just done. And then what's going on right now is that the plugin is connecting to AliExpress. It's checking for these 2 products. So you can see right now it's adding products to our cart. So you'll see what's going to happen in just a second. It's basically searching. So you can see right now it's found this product. It's added it to the cart. So let's just wait for the plugin to find the second product. Okay, so now those 2 have been added. We will now have to come in here and then simply, okay, let's just hold on. Now we'll have to come in here right now and then make the payment for these 2 products. Let's just wait for a few more seconds. So basically, you're going to come in here right now and then fill in the shipping information for the customer. So you add the contact name, mobile number, the address, and then confirm. And then you will have to pay the supplier for the 2 products. And unfortunately, I cannot do this because now I'll be making an actual real order. But I experimented up to this point, and this is the email that I got from AliExpress, basically telling me that, hey, we've gotten your order. We just need you to pay. So this is the kind of email you will get from AliExpress if you've made it this far. You filled out all the necessary details, but you've not paid. You'll get an email like this telling you that, hey, you still need to complete payment before the supplier can ship the product down to the customer. So once you've paid, it will now be up to the supplier to ship the product down to the customer. Now, depending on what you filled in here, remember under settings general, you can mark orders as processed automatically. So once the order has been made to AliExpress, we've filled in the shipping details, we've paid. What's going to happen right now is that this, where you have fulfillment, this will now change automatically to process. I just did it manually, but due to the settings that we've made in here, if we actually made the payment, the plugin will automatically change the fulfillment for us from not processed to processed. And then once the supplier has shipped the product, if you come over here right now and then change this to mark orders as shipped, okay, automatically, what will happen is that the plugin will change the fulfillment from here from processed to to shipped automatically. Or you can also do so manually, because once the product has been shipped, you will get an email from your supplier saying, hey, this product has been shipped to the customer. So you can then come in here to the back end and then switch from processed to shipped. So a lot depends on what you've chosen to fill in here. You can either, again, let the plugin do all of this automatically for you, or you can do so manually. But this is exactly what you're supposed to do once you've gotten an order from a customer on your store. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next class. All right, let's talk about some basic SEO that you can apply to try to rank your store on the first page of Google and other search engines. If you go to the AliDropship plugin, under settings, SEO, you're going to have access to the options. Now, in here, you can generate your sitemap.xml and robots.txt. I would recommend that you turn these on. And then you have the SEO metadata fields. This is extremely important, and you're going to see the effect of this in just a second. Now, you could also choose to generate the SEO titles, descriptions, keywords automatically for your products. But in all honesty, you shouldn't be doing that. You should be manually creating the titles, keywords, and descriptions if you're serious about trying to get your products on the very first page of Google. Nevertheless, if you have hundreds of products and you don't have time to go through all of them, then you can come in here and then turn these on. I'm going to save my changes. Now, over here for the home page, you'll be able to add a title, description, as well as keywords. Now, I've added the title of my website, Alexomart, and then description and keywords are the exact same thing. It's fine, just as long as your description and keywords actually make sense. In this case right now, my description is affordable electronics, watches, and gaming consoles. And then my keywords also for my website would be affordable electronics, watches, and gaming consoles. Obviously, yours would be a bit different. And then down here, you have access to adding tags for your product page, but I'm going to recommend that you don't even bother with this and just, again, focus on trying to manually write descriptions, titles, and keywords for your products. Okay, what have I been talking about? So we turn this on, right? The SEO meta data fields. I'm going to save my changes. Now, because we've turned this on, if I go over to any of my products, let's choose the, actually, let's come down here and choose another product. Okay, for example, the Xbox One, Bluetooth wireless, blah, blah, blah. Let's check this product. Now, because we've turned on the meta fields, if I scroll all the way down here, you will now have access to the SEO tab. You want to click in there, and then this is where you can now write actual titles, descriptions, and then use keywords for SEO specifically. If you don't edit any of this, what the plugin will simply do is that it's just going to grab the title that you have on your product and use that as the SEO title. So the major difference between these two is that this title right here will be the title of the product on your website, but the title that you have down here is going to be the one that will show up on Google when people are searching for your product. So in other words, you want to make sure that the titles are the kinds of titles that will make people want to click on your link. So in this case right now, this title, really, it makes sense, but it's too descriptive. I mean, for Xbox One Bluetooth wireless controller, for Xbox One Slim console, for Windows PC, blah, blah. It's like, okay, stop. It's way too much information. What I can do here is just to simply try to simplify the title. So let's see, for Xbox One Bluetooth wireless controller, I can just say Xbox One Bluetooth wireless controller, and I'll just say for Windows. That's it. This is an Xbox One Bluetooth wireless controller for Windows. Simple and straight to the point. Now, for your description as well, this will also show up on Google. So you want to try and write a very good description for this particular product or your products. So in this case right now, I can say looking for an Xbox One Bluetooth wireless controller. I can add a question mark. Then why not check out our awesome new controller, a new awesome Xbox controller. And then I can even say other things like with free shipping available, you know, stuff like that. So if anyone says this on a page on Google, they will want to click on it, because if they're looking for a wireless Xbox One Bluetooth controller, when they see this, okay, this is for Windows, fine. And in the description, oh, looking for an Xbox One Bluetooth wireless controller, they might not check out our awesome Xbox controller with free shipping available. So just by including free shipping being available, this could entice the customer to click on the link. Of course, you want to make sure that you're not making any false promises in here. So make sure your title, your descriptions are catchy and would want to make people click on your link. And of course, the keywords. So in this case right now, my keywords would be things like Xbox One controller, Bluetooth, wireless. This would be like the keywords I'm targeting for this particular kind of product. So you want to make sure that you spend time trying to write the best title, the best description, and also use the right kinds of keywords for each and every one of your products. Okay, now going back to the actual product page itself. So for the title, this one shows up on your website. You want to make sure this one also makes perfect sense. Just because somebody has come to your site doesn't necessarily mean they're going to buy your product. You still need to convince them that you're legit and you're selling what they're looking for. So again, in here, what I can do is I'll just simplify this. So I'm going to say Xbox One Bluetooth wireless controller, and I'll say for Windows. And there you go. Okay, now note that you will need to edit the Premier link as well. So I'm going to come in here, click on edit, and then I'm going to try and remove this old Premier link. In fact, I'm going to remove everything. I'm going to click on OK. And what will happen right now is that WordPress will automatically generate a new Premier link for the new title. So this is exactly another thing that you should do. Now, of course, for the actual product page itself, now that the customer has arrived on the product page, you need to convince them that, okay, this product is right for them. So make sure your product description is well written. Check for any grammatical errors, misspellings, things like that. Make sure none of those are there. And of course, if you have other images that you can use besides the one that you got from AliExpress, use the images, okay? Also, if you can add videos describing what the product is, how it works, that would also really help with conversion rates. Let me go ahead now and update this. And my final SEO tip is you want to make sure that your images have the alt tags. It's the one right here, the alternative text. You might think this is very, very, very trivial. It's not important, but trust me, it is important, especially given the fact that a bulk of your content will be images of your product. So make sure that you have an alt text that actually describes what the image is. If you don't know the use of the alt text, basically it's used by screen readers for blind people. So because a blind person cannot see an image, the screen reader will use the alt text of that image to describe what that image is to the blind person. And of course, Google and other search engines would appreciate it when you take the time to think about the blind people. So make sure the alt text in here makes perfect sense. I think by default, AliExpress simply uses the title of the image as the alt text. This is fine, just as long as the title itself makes sense. So please ensure that your images have good alternative text. And last but not least, you could also make use of Rank Math. In my humble opinion, it is the best SEO plugin for WordPress. It is free for you to use, and I do have a very extensive tutorial on YouTube on how to use the plugin. You can check it out. It's called Rank Math Tutorial, the complete tutorial from start to finish. And my YouTube channel is WebMonkey. So that's it for the basic SEO with the AliDropship plugin. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next class. Alrighty, we're almost at the end of this course, but before I go, I wanted to give you a preview or a review of one of the premium themes that you can get with the AliDropship plugin, and that's going to be the Greco theme. The AliDropship developers were kind enough to give me a sample of the theme, and I have applied it to the website, and here is the new improved Alexo Mart website. I haven't, of course, added the logo. I've kept the El Greco default logo. But you can see the difference between this design and the one for the Rubens theme. In all honesty, Rubens theme is fine. I think it does a pretty decent job and it's fine. You don't need to upgrade, but if you do have the money, because it costs, I believe $67, if you do have the money, I can recommend that you actually buy this theme. Now, the reason why is because it's just simply better. In everything, the design, the functionality is better than Rubens. And so let's take a look, all right? First things first here is with Rubens, you have like the full page slide. This one is a bit more compact, basically. It has a set height, and I actually prefer this kinds of slides that are compact and don't go full height and width like the one you will have with the Rubens theme. Of course, this is very, very subjective. You may prefer this particular kinds of slides. All right, over here, you can actually add a section for your categories. I'll show you how you can do this, but I changed the very first one in here to watches, as you can see. So in my case right now, I could have the other two categories be for video games and then consoles, and I can use images representing the categories of products and also add a link that will point the users to the category pages, or to the pages for each of these categories. And I think this is actually really, really cool. You have the exact same best deals just arrived trending now, just like you have with the Rubens theme, which is what you have over here. And then you also have the blog section, which is what you have down here. And then you have your subscription box, similar to the Rubens theme over here. But then with the El Greco theme, you now have down here, you have the free delivery, free returns, need help, money back guarantee. You have these conversion boosters, as they call it. But even more importantly is the fact that you now have a section for customer reviews, which can really, really help with your conversions. It's been proven time and time and again that reviews do help with conversion. So the wonderful thing about El Greco is that you do have the ability to add your own custom reviews or reviews from customers on your home page. Okay, let's take a look at the product page, and I think this is where you'll begin to see the real power of the El Greco theme. Let's take a look at this watch. All right, so this is with the El Greco, and right off the bat, you can see it's better. Like over here, you have the title, you have this nice blue box telling you how much you're gonna save by buying from this particular store. And then in here, you've got the big buttons, add to cart, buy with PayPal. This is the one with the Rubens theme. You can see it's a bit dull. It's a bit dull in comparison to what you have over here. Like the add to cart, buy with PayPal. These are like big buttons, you know, encouraging you to buy. Over here, they're a bit, you know, smaller, a bit more compact, and you know, this is just way better. And also, you have the same conversion boosters. You have the estimated delivery date, ensured untrackable worldwide shipping, love it or get a 100% refund. You have all these conversion boosters, which by the way, you can customize. Now coming down here back to the Rubens theme, you don't have that. What you have here is the payment buttons, you have the product details, reviews, and then when you scroll down, you now have selected for you, and then you also have the recently viewed, and then right here you have the shipping and payment, and then also the why buy from us. It's okay, but check this out. With El Greco, you actually have them like in tabs right here where you have the product details, you have shipping and payment, you have FAQs, you have about us, all neatly laid out. And then the reviews also, check this out, the reviews are displayed a lot better than what you have with the Rubens theme. You can see the Rubens theme right here. It's okay. It's not terrible. It's decent, right? It's fine. But with El Greco, it's cleaner, it's more compact, and it's just overall much better than what you have with the Rubens theme. Okay, let's move on. You have the shopping cart page for the Rubens theme, which is actually quite nice. Let's say the one for the El Greco theme. I'm going to proceed to checkout. All right, so this is the checkout page right here, which is Oh, sorry. This was the shopping cart page. Okay, let me click on the shopping cart in here. Sorry, let me just give me a second. Let me try to find the shopping cart page. All right, view cart. And okay, oh, I haven't configured the page for the checkout page. Okay, I'm sorry about that. All right, let's ignore that one. Let's just go to the checkout page. All right, checkout. All right, so it's very similar to the one for the Rubens theme. The El Greco checkout page and the Rubens checkout page are very similar. Not much of a difference in there. So let me close this one. All right, the contact us page also kind of similar. Let me come down here. Let me show you the checkout page for. I'm sorry, the contact us page for the El Greco theme. I believe I have an example down here. And no, okay. No problem. Let me go to the back end really quickly and show you the contact page. Okay, contact us. All right. So this is the El Greco contact us page, which is similar to what you have with the Rubens theme. But of course, the one for El Greco is a bit neater, just a little bit better than what you have with the Rubens theme. Okay. Last but not least would be the blog page, which is actually very similar. There isn't that much of a difference. Let me show you the blog page for the El Greco theme, and this is the one for Rubens theme. Is almost the exact same thing, not much of a difference in here. Okay, that's that for the comparison between the Rubens theme and the El Greco theme. Let me now show you the back end of the El Greco theme, and let's go over to the back end. And all right, so it's going to be down here. You will see customization. This is for the El Greco theme. So you have general, the access to general, where you can do things like enable the one-page checkout, your lazy loading for your images, and then you have other options for like your template colors as well, which you can customize. And then you can also change the layouts if you want to. You can go with the right to left layout as opposed to the more traditional left to right layout. You can also choose a font family. This isn't what you have with the Rubens theme, but in here you can choose a different kind of font family for your text if you wanted to. And then you also have access to like the head section where you can add code or scripts and so on. And then you have access to the same header, which is very similar to the Rubens theme, where you can add your logo, make your color settings, and then home, single product. All these are very similar. But then in here you have the conversion boosters. So right here, this is where you can now begin to modify the kinds of text and messages that your customers will see on the product pages, the checkout pages. So in here you can change the title, the description, add different kinds of images. You have everything available for you in here to customize. You have the badges on the single product pages, again, free shipping worldwide, returns image. So all these you can use to actually increase the conversions of your products. And of course in here as well, additional information for the single products, 4 great reasons to buy from us. You can modify all of these to your heart's content. And then you can also modify the checkout page as well, you know, upload logos of companies that you work with in terms of like the, you know, payment gateways. You can enable the shopping cart page, the, you know, show payment method icons. These are similar to what you have with the Rubens theme. You just have a few more options available. And then of course you can customize the about us page, the thank you page, the contact us page, similar to what you have with the Rubens theme. You have your social media, and in here you can add things like an Instagram widget, a Facebook widget. You don't have these available with the Rubens theme, by the way. So in terms of social media, you do have more options with the El Greco theme. And then footer, similar to what you have with the Rubens theme. And then you have, you know, your subscribe form, blog, 4 page, and so on and so forth. So overall, I will say that the El Greco theme is a little bit better than the Rubens theme. And if you can afford the $67, I would highly recommend that you go for the El Greco theme. Otherwise, I feel that Rubens theme is decent enough for you to have a good dropshipping store. So that's it for the El Greco theme. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next class. Alrighty, we've just about come to the end of this course on how to build a dropshipping store with the AliDropship plugin. But before I go, I wanted to give you some last tips. Now, if you go to your backend and you go to the dropship plugin, you come down here to reports, There's three of them. You have access to your sales reports where you'll have things like your best-selling products, how much you've made, things like that. And then you can also get things like the number of unique visitors as well as your conversion rates. Now for these two, you will have to have Google Analytics connected to your store, and also for the traffic report as well. You'll need to get the client ID and client secret key from your Google Analytics account. And if you want to know how to get this done, you can click on this link right here that says how it works. And this is the article that you're going to get. And it's pretty self-explanatory. It shows you exactly how you can set up Google Analytics on your store. And last but not least, you do have the activities list where anything that happens on your store, maybe a product's price has changed, maybe the stock has changed, things like that. You'll have all the reports in here. And speaking of notifications, here is the kind of email that you will get from the AliDropship plugin whenever a product has changed in its stock, or maybe the price has changed. Keep in mind that you will receive this if you choose to receive notifications whenever the product stock or price has changed. So here's kind of like an example of what you would receive. Now, when it comes to articles, videos to help you with your dropshipping business, like how to find the best products, how to increase conversion rates, things like that, there's a ton of materials available for you on YouTube. But I found this particular lady. She's called Wholesale Ted, and I went through a few of her videos, and she seems legit. She seems to know what she's talking about. So I'll encourage you to check her out and check out the videos that she has. She has a ton of information available for you for drop shipping. And for articles, I would highly recommend that you check out the AliDropship blog. In here, they have several kinds of articles to help you with your marketing. You can see, for example, split testing on Facebook. You have the how to dropship party supplies for the maximum benefit, things like that. So I would recommend that you go through their blog articles, and I'm sure you'll find something useful. And even on Shopify, which is of course a direct competitor to WordPress, but I will encourage you to check out their blog as well, because their blog articles, many of them, it isn't just about Shopify itself, but about dropshipping in general. How to find the best products, things like that. So I'll recommend that you also check out the blog from Shopify as well. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and of course I will see you in the very next class. So that's it. We've come to the end of today's tutorial where I showed you how to build yourself a dropshipping store with the original AliDropship plugin. And from the bottom of my heart, I really hope you found this tutorial useful, and now you've been able to build your dropshipping website. If you loved the video, please do give it a thumbs up. It really does help. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Share this video with anyone whom you feel might benefit. And if you have any comments, questions, put them down in the comment section below. I'll do my best to answer as many of them as I can. My name is Alex. It's been a pleasure. Stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.